You have 68 wins. You cannot 69 Mina.
I am that reminder that no matter how far you get in life, there's gonna be someone like me, born with much more than you do, who can cash in and take it all away at any moment.
Now, you know what? Now, I don't know who you've been talking to, but it's obvious that you hadn't talked to me. I'll pull rank around here, and everybody better remember that.
Ooh, follow the white rabbit.
The mask has been removed, but I tell you what, he's still the same pro wrestler, whether he's wearing a mask or not.
You can call this the New World Order of Wrestling, brother.
Whoa!
We got a mom in the front row who taught her daughter how to suck dick.
None of you can handle Tekla. None of you can handle the Sisters of Sin. And none of you silly bitches can handle the Triangle of Madness.
Oakley has Trey. Look at the speed, the rotation, the impact.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome once again to the Saturday Shenanigans, hosted by yours truly, the Renegade JJ Williams. Hi guys. Hi guys. CM Punk drama bullshit to the side. I still consider Hangman the worst AEW champion they've had. First of all, we're going to bring in Walter Cruz.
I said that as a joke when what's his name did his promo Monday. He said, "I'm from a prestige university." I said he majored in Steiner math.
We've got the Heb man, James Hebert, in the house.
I do really cool and dumb things for mutants.
Right. A lot of shit going on here. A lot of fucking crazy ass shit.
Where is Noah JD? Well, say his name and he appears, because we believe in Noah Foster.
Fuck is this intro? It is one of those things where as fans we do have these desires for what we want to see, but sometimes you can't always get what you want, and there are reasons you truly don't get what you want. I wouldn't even listen to this in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. What the fuck is this shit? God, rap is whack. Like I said, never been a greater time to be a wrestling fan than with more companies in a more lucrative spot, in a more comfortable business spot, in a sense of mind, it seems, than ever. Again, WWE is not the only one. It is not the end-all, be-all. So let's go back to the Renegade Wrestling JJ Williams to get the official word. JJ, speak!
Make sure you tune in every week, because you never know who's going to drop in to join the shenanigans. Catboy is in the house.
Hello, my internet family. I say if you want to make them as evil as possible, make them really mad.
We have Mansfield joining the party now. What is going on, Josh?
Like I told no one when we were in Cleveland, him joining Tracy was just an unfortunate side effect of my shenanigans towards you, JJ. I know how it can get better, Noah. The panel chooses you.
Shut the fuck up, Josh.
You said that so like.
They got someone to throw back.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Just think how you and I had lunch together the other week.
That was different.
Ladies and gentlemen, the King is here. Say his name and he appears. We believe in King A-Train. There are so many believers in Joe Hendry. The only person on this panel that doesn't believe in Joe Hendry is King A-Train. Tell the world why you do not believe in Joe Hendry.
The reason I do not believe Joe Hendry is he is Fandango 2.0 in a entrance merchant. I rest my case, Your Honor.
Hey! What's not wrong with being an entrance merchant? He has some of the best entrances of all time.
Teleporting into the command center, all the way from Angel Grove High, Datilla.
Oh, yeah. I went to the command center on Thursday. I went to Vasquez Rocks, which is where they filmed a lot of episodes. Somebody actually climbed to the very top of those rocks. I made it halfway. I was like, I'm not going up there. Definitely Toni Storm versus Mariah May. That's the one match I probably am looking forward to the most. I really like the story. I'm familiar with All About Eve, so if it plays out that way, I kind of know how this is gonna go.
Say goodnight, Datilla.
Good night.
James, you did say his name. So he shall appear, ladies and gentlemen, the first time on the Shenanigans. Jeff Meacham is in the motherfucking house.
Ah! Alright, we're coming in hard with the botch. Alright, fucking hell. It's good to be back. It's good to have an opportunity to talk to the crowd on a Saturday. If you want to have yourself stomach through, you can go back and watch when the Main Event Mafia took over Impact. That's what James is talking about. So if everybody just joined us, we're talking about people sedating people, attempted murder, boys, and tips. Welcome to Saturday Shenanigans, everybody. Aren't you glad I'm back?
Welcome back, Devin.
Cool. Yeah.
Get it? Got it.
What is going on, everybody, and welcome to the midweek chaos that has seemingly become a regular thing here as of late, as we once again present some midweek shenanigans. It is I, the Renegade of Wrestling, J.J. Williams, joined by the Heatman, James Hebert. Hi, James.
Hello. Hey, me.
And we are not alone while we wait for our special guest to join us. We have the Canadian King of Food back to join us. Hello, Nick.
Oh, hello, everybody, and our wonderful people. You know, I actually just got done at the doctor's. They told me that I was healthy, boy.
I don't know if I believe that because you're mental, but that's a whole other. But in addition to our special guest who will be here momentarily, we actually also have a special guest interviewer for this episode. Ladies and gentlemen, straight from the Wrestle Collective at WC Worldwide, the WrestleFish Ryan is here.
Boy, what's everybody's night going on? Nick, you're absolutely not healthy.
Absolutely.
Both from diet and mentality. I know what Yu-Gi-Oh decks you play, bruh. Come on.
Yeah, you know what? Let's be honest. Maybe health-wise, it could be a little bit healthier. Mentally, we're all fucked.
Yeah, that's about right. I know what you mean. But how are you?
A doctor? We need a doctor.
We need a doctor. How are you, Fish?
Oh, we'd be fine. You know, we have our nice copy of The Art of War here. We're stealing Advocate's gimmick tonight. You know, make sure you read, everybody. You know, don't stop learning. But yeah, we'd be fine. We'd be fine.
That's fair.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Charles in the chat immediately recognized and acknowledged the new inserts on the intro there for Shenanigans.
Mm-hmm.
When am I going to get my shout out in that? I'm putting you on the spot.
Well, as far as like the greater portion where everybody like gets introduced in their little blurbs, that is in long overdue for a rehaul. I'm just waiting for somebody over here who still owes us 2 years of highlight reels to get that to me so that I can then chop that stuff up and make a real new intro. But, you know, as soon as I get
it's
that buy-in,
life be life. It's life be life.
I'm just busting people's balls.
Because you need a spot in it, Nick needs a spot in it, Ash needs a spot in it.
Yeah, man. I want to feel important.
Big G deserves a spot. He's been on here more than Mansfield has been, and Mansfield is in there.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true.
So there's a lot of people that need spots in that intro. And then when we get to our special guests, all of the interviews we've had, we need to have a little clip of some of those folks in there. You know, so but by the time the intro is done, it'll be about a 12-minute intro.
Well, I ain't doing a 12-minute intro. I'll tell you that.
I think we might need to trim some things down. I think we might need to get it down to about 5, 3. You know, it takes time, but I understand why it's so long. You know, trying to assemble the Avengers together.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. And then putting the little wrestling clips in the beginning of the intro with Beavis and Butthead channel hopping, which, you know, I just loved finding that little clip of them hitting the remote control button like their channel hopping music videos and using wrestling clips in its place. Because that totally feels like us on the couch, channel hopping, seeing what catches our attention, and then they stop when they get to us because our antics are just cool, you know. But
cool.
I literally was going through today because I keep getting copyright pinged for the Thea Hale clip that was in there winning the North American title and the Jade Cargill Jordan Grace clip.
Yeah.
All the other wrestling clips in WWE seem to get through, but those two I was getting pinged for. So I'm like, let me have some fun with this. Let me go find some old Crockett stuff. Let me find some more of the independent stuff that we covered. You know, that's why I threw that clip from the Revolver match in there with the slow-mo and everything. That clip in of itself was about 25 seconds because of how slow-mo they were going.
Yeah. I feel like that one. No, that was a fun show.
And I had to trim it down a little bit, so like it just kind of is what it is. But I wanted to represent. Here's a word that gets used a lot: the spectrum of what we cover.
There we go.
And our guest has now popped in. Nick has been asking, "Is there a doctor in the house? Is there a doctor in the house?"
Doctor.
Well, the murder surgeon himself is here, ladies and gentlemen, as promised. Dr. Redacted.
What's up, brother?
Hey, how's it going, guys? How you doing?
It's going really good. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing great. I'm hanging in there. I was definitely just playing a game of Magic, and it was running very, very long. And then I was finally like, I have to concede. Like, I have to fucking go, please.
So wait, I gotta ask, since me and Ryan are both the TCG players in here, were you playing Commander? What were you playing?
It's always Commander. Everything else is like, I hate.
Fair.
I like Sealed. It's cool, like for like pre-release and stuff. But when it comes to anything other than Commander, it's just like, I hate this shit. Commander all the way.
Are you a mono red, mono black kind of player? Like what's your deck at? Sorry guys, we're gonna get sweaty here for a little bit.
Yeah. I definitely run both. I love red. Red is definitely my favorite color. For the longest time I thought it was Gruul. Gruul's second place though.
Oh shit. Here we go.
Fair. I think we
Looks
lost.
like he froze.
He froze on us. So no. There we go.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah, he froze for a second. Yeah.
Mono black.
Yep.
Lost him again.
Yeah.
You lose him again? Okay.
Yeah.
See what happens when you waste the question on Magic the Gathering, Nick.
There we go.
All right, there we go.
We start talking about TCG and card games, and then this happens.
Yeah, exactly. It's true.
What can I say?
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, good sir. Welcome to the interview. JJ, why don't you kick us off?
Well, you know, usually we get into the wrestling stuff first, but we've already kind of started by kicking the door open to the nerddom a little bit. So go ahead and talk a little bit more about the Magic the Gathering. Can you hear me now?
Oh, I hear you great now. I think I'm walking around the garage right now, and I think certain parts of the garage, I get the Wi-Fi better than not.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I got it.
You know, usually we start right out with professional wrestling, asking how you became a fan. But since the nerd doors have already been kicked open, in addition to Magic the Gathering, like what are your other nerdist hobbies, if you will?
All right, we're taking a deep dive now.
Well, that's what we like to do here. We like to get to
Let's
know
do
the
it, buddy.
people behind the character.
Yeah.
We want to know what makes the characters tick.
Yeah.
So let's.
So right off the bat, I gotta say, because everyone always accuses me of this, I'm not like a horror movie guy. I don't dislike horror movies, but I'm not a horror movie guy. Everyone always thinks that I'm gonna be this horror movie guy. Sorry. Yeah, exactly. But, dude, I get the stereotype so hard. It's crazy. Me and the missus are like big theme park people. We love Disney, but we love going to new theme parks. We love going to all those places, like all over. I'm a huge Godzilla. I fucking love Godzilla. Let's go.
You and the fish are going to be great friends. I'll tell you that right now.
I was just going to say.
Keep going.
Yeah. Keep going.
Big into Magic. I don't really care for other card games. I get hit on the head for a living, so I can only keep so much space up here. So, what one card game is good for me? I'm gonna dive into D&D soon, but we're just so busy all the time that it's like I don't want to commit to something and then be like, hey guys, I can't go this weekend. Hey guys, I can't come this weekend. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel you there.
And then the darkest, deepest nerddom I think of all is that we're like Disney pin collectors. I know, rough, but that's where we're at.
Okay. So you've already opened up floodgates for me because I'm a huge Disney dork myself. I kind of gathered the Disney part of you by going through your page looking for photos for the thing and everything. I've got an honorary Country Bear shirt on right now. So I'm a huge Disney dork.
I froze again. I'm gonna get off the Wi-Fi. Let me get off the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, that's probably gonna help. That happens. It's StreamYard. What can you do, guys? Technical difficulties, as Noah says.
James, start singing.
No, don't.
Okay. I missed minutes of that, so I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I was saying that I gathered the Disney side of you from going through your page. I'm rocking an honorary Country Bear t-shirt because I'm a huge Disney fanatic, Country Bear Jamboree guy.
I love Country Bears.
Okay. First things first, who's your bear?
Oh, it's always going to be Big Al. Big Al's number one.
I've always been a Wendell guy.
Dude, totally fair answer. So, I'm just
my daughter's a liver lips, dude. My daughter loves liver lips.
Can't say that anymore. Now you get in trouble for saying that one.
Right?
Yeah, a little bit.
And then the pins, I've been a Disney pin collector for years.
That's
I recently hawked a bunch of my pins because needed the money.
I understood.
But I've been a pin collector for years. What's your primary collection? Do you just go for scattered things, whatever catches your eye, or is there a certain character attraction that that's where the money goes? Or
Okay, I'm the one who's all over the place because I just like too many things. But she's like, if we see Muppets, we got to get the Muppets.
Oh yeah.
Unfortunately, the Muppets are at an all-time high right now. So anytime there's anything Muppets, the price gets jacked up tenfold because people are awful.
Yeah. No, I totally get you there. And that's another thing where we're on the same page as I'm a huge Muppets guy.
I gotta ask you straight up, who's your favorite Muppet?
Oh, so the missus always compares me to Rizzo because I'm from New York, but I know, right? Stereotype shit. But growing up, it was always Gonzo, but now that I'm super bald all the time, I do love Dr. Bunsen Honeydew.
A doctor recognizes game. I mean, what can we say?
No, those are cool.
Yeah.
So it varies. It varies. But what's his name? Gonzo the Great will always be a classic in my eyes.
Fair.
So again, my daughter loves her some Gonzo.
I almost fell.
I've always been a Fozzie Bear guy.
Oh, that's a good one.
I relate to Fozzie on levels. That loyal friend tries to be funny. Usually people don't laugh at the
emphasis
joke.
on tries.
Yeah, but always tries. And whenever people are trying to turn their back on Kermit, who's the first person to step up and be like, dude, what the F are y'all thinking? Like, this dude has done
he's
so
a
much
rider
for
guy.
us.
Yeah.
Like, I totally relate to Fozzy. So, okay. Ryan,
Well, I
I
mean,
know
you
you
guys-
had some Muppet questions, so go ahead and throw to those, bro.
All right. So this is a very specific question at this point. If you were dropped in the Muppetverse, right? If Dr. Redacted was dropped in the Muppetverse, right? Which Muppet is it on site? Who are you taking to a death match?
Ooh, man, that's a loaded ass question right there. Damn. Oh, fuck. Man, I'm trying to think this. Honestly, probably Gonzo, because he's the Gonzo. Like I said, Gonzo the Great's always putting his body on the line. He'd probably go the distance.
It's true.
He kind of is the deathmatch wrestler.
That's true.
I feel like the three Muppets that would be the best in a deathmatch environment would be Gonzo, Beaker, because he's always the butt of the experiments, and Animal. Just that energy, that adrenaline.
That's the number one I was thinking of was Animal.
Animal.
I feel
Okay,
like
you beat me to that one. Animal's also classic too. I don't know how I just like blanked on Animal. God damn.
Yeah, because you forget he's a Muppet because he's so funny. He's kind of like his own, he's his own tier,
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
That's how I see it.
Listen, I'm rolling with it. Let's go.
There you go.
Real quick, because you were talking about Country Bears. So
yes.
I love Country Bears in America. I love the classic one forever. But when we went to Japan, dude, the Country Bears are like gods there. Every show is fucking packed, and they still do like classic country songs. I'm not a country person, but I do love when the Country Bears sing it. And most of the time, it's like it's not in English, but it's all songs you've heard before. So you oh, this is Willie Nelson, but
so
it's in Japanese. This is Elvis, but it's in Japanese.
That's
so it's kind of funnier too.
Yeah.
But like the whole crowd's into it. Like there's some days where you go to see like Country Bears in Orlando, and you can tell like people are just trying to get out of the heat. Like they want that like 20 minutes of just like we're here to sit.
Yeah.
No, I totally get you. Like, okay, since we're back on the Bears, I'm such a Country Bear mark that back in like 2009, 2010, I made a fan video of what I would do if the Bears were to come back, like in Anaheim, because I'm a California guy. We haven't had the Bears since 01. Like
so
I like messing with the cast members because Country Bear Jamboree closed on September 9th, 2001.
Damn.
What happened 2 days later?
Yeah.
Oh, never forget.
I'm like, see, we were attacked because we got rid of the Bears. Like,
yeah,
and it totally fucks with the cast members because they think about it and they're like, oh shit.
Just remember, he said it, not me.
But yeah, I made this huge fan edit of what I would do in like a lot of 90s country, so it's kind of classic at this point, and a couple of like modern at the time songs. Like I had the Sunbonnets doing some Taylor Swift because I feel like that's some shit they would do. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
that is fair.
But yeah, I'll send you the link and you can check it out. But see what you think about the songs. Since you're such a Bear fan.
Dude, the fact that you just connected the Country Bears to 9/11 is the craziest thing I've ever heard.
It's true though. No, what he's saying is accurate. Unfortunately, that actually did happen.
And what's crazy is Winnie the Pooh is the one who killed the Bears, but in our Florida, he killed Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. So Winnie the Pooh is just like the ultimate theme park killer. But
So much so, there's a horror movie named after him now.
Oh, he's such a heel. He's such a heel.
Such a heel. Rudo.
I saw the previews for these movies, and I was like, this is the most cringe-worthy, like, who put this together? Like, what asshole put this shit together?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, man.
Like, I enjoyed the first one. The second one, I was like, no.
Yeah.
There's two?
Yeah, there's two.
I know
there's a whole series.
Billy one, too?
Yes.
Okay.
There's a whole series of these that are supposed to like tie together. There's a Grinch one called The Mean One.
Oh God.
And I think the dude that plays Art the Clown is the Grinch.
That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I feel like we're going on this huge side tangent, and I'm here for it because
I think we inverted the interview.
Yeah, we did. This is usually the back end of the interview, but because you mentioned Magic at the jump, like we just kind of flip flop shit. But it's all
why
good.
not?
I'm loving this.
Good shit. So yeah, I guess should we get into the wrestling questions?
I guess
we should, right? I mean, you know,
I mean, at some point,
yeah.
right? We do
Got it.
do have to talk to the wrestler about wrestling at some point.
That is fair.
You insist.
So the $1 million question we always ask is, how did you discover professional wrestling? Like, when did you become a fan?
As a kid, it was definitely something I saw just like on television because I feel like that's how it always kind of starts. I definitely had the big rubber figures of Hillbilly Jim, Hulk Hogan, and the third one I don't remember, but I had 3. That's all I remember. But I specifically remember the Hillbilly Jim one for sure. And then you kind of like fall out of it. And then I want to say it was end of 3rd, beginning of 4th grade. The Monday Night Wars were like crazy. And like, that was cool. But being that I'm like Northeast New York guy, I was one of those psychopath kids who was like, yeah, I'm going to bed. And then I would just put the TV on because I was one of those kids that was lucky who had a TV in his room. And we have MSG, Madison Square Garden Network, at it was like between 1 to 3 a.m. It was one of those. Just finding ECW on television. And I was like, okay, like that stuff is cool, but this is the coolest thing I have ever seen. And I'm like, because I was like a dumb kid, being like, oh, that guy looks like that guy who I saw on that show. And you'd be like, oh my God, that is that guy. And then you like kind of connect the dots because I wasn't that dumb. And then it was just so cool to like, you know, you could flip through like on Mondays, for example, you know, you watch the first hour of Nitro, then you flip over, see what they got going on. Then you could flip back and ba. But wrestling was a good time. It was an easy time to get into wrestling. And it was like at that time, because I feel like later on, like mid 2000s, 2010s area, wrestling became like not socially acceptable. Like it wasn't something that you put out there. You didn't have it on your MySpace. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at this time, wrestling was like, it was just like a sport. Like it was like the coolest shit around. So like it was an easy time to get into wrestling. And then all your friends are into it and, you know, snowballs.
No, I totally get that 100%. Was there a specific match or moment that made you say, okay, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life? I want to be a wrestler.
Oh, I don't think there was ever like a specific time that made me be like, okay, I could be that guy. Definitely seeing Hell in a Cell the first time was like, oh, you could push the human body to like pretty extreme limits. This is interesting. Also, fun fact, me and Mick Foley went to the same high school. I had to clear this up every day. So real quick, we did not go the same year. Please let's get that. Like, someone really asked me, was like, oh, you guys went at the same time? No, asshole. We fucking did it. But we just went to the same high school. Like, fuck.
That's funny.
Old, but not that old. Shit.
Is he in the Hall of Fame yet in that high school? Do you know?
The high school doesn't pay attention to like anybody famous that ever went there. Because like Kevin James went there too, and this guy who later on to pitch for the Mets, Steve Matz, they all went there, but they touch on nothing.
Really? None of those people? They don't care about any of those people?
Listen, if there's a Hall of Fame now, it happened after me.
Well, fair
So wait,
enough.
hold on. High schools in the States, y'all have Hall of Fames?
Yeah, there's some people, yeah.
We suck in Canada.
I don't know. Maybe it was like a recent thing, but I know that they started it up here in the Northeast, kind of in like, I want to say the 80s-ish, something like that, because my uncle's in one of them. So I'm like, I just assumed it was a norm, but I guess not.
The only thing I've ever seen Mick Foley like put on something around here that wasn't like a comic book store or something like that was the local airport, MacArthur Airport. There's like, oh, excuse me. There's like one like little picture where it's like from Suffolk County, Hall of Famer. And it just shows a picture of Mick Foley. That's it.
Well, Hey,
Yeah.
That's
Now,
crazy.
so I mean, you mentioned Mick Foley. I mean, the gentlemen on the top 3 rows are more versed in the independent wrestling than I am, but I think the viewers would love to know, like, was Mick Foley and like the Sandman, were those your kind of guys that you looked up to coming into the business and being sort of ingrained in that hardcore deathmatch style kind of wrestling?
No. So like when I was younger, like those were like the cool, like that Taz, like just ECW, like we'll say the ECW roster. Like I'm gonna be real. Still to this day, like you can watch any Mike Awesome Masato Tanaka match or just any Mike Awesome match in general, and like you can show that to anyone. And you'd be like, "This is the coolest shit you've ever seen." And if you don't like it, you're a coward. Fuck you.
You damn right.
Yeah.
Drop.
But like, when you're younger, you're super into something. But then by the time I got to like junior high school realm, you start to like fall out with wrestling because you're like a teenager and you think you're cool, or at least that's how it was for me. And I got super into music. But then when I came back into wrestling, because I heard this guy CM Punk on the Independence was like a big deal, and he's straight edge, I'm straight edge. And I was like, oh, that's like something very particular from a music scene that I was affiliated with. And I was like, huh, interesting. And I looked into it more and I was like, oh, this Ring of Honor thing is fucking sick. Like, this is like the coolest shit I've ever seen. And then I went to my first show in Lake Grove, New York, which is Long Island, at a place called Sports Plus, which we could go down some rabbit hole stories for that place. But we don't need to. And the opening match was Bryan Danielson versus Jack Evans. And like the main event was AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe. Nigel McGuinness versus Delirious. Like there was just so much. It was like heat after heat after heat. Kenta and Davey Richards versus the Briscoe brothers. Like just the craziest shit. And you're just like, fuck, this is nuts.
Yeah.
That tag match may have been on the second show I went to, but it's up there regardless. But then I was like, oh, I really like this technical, crazy wrestling. And then later on, this guy, because I would book local bands, and then this guy who ran a venue, he's like, hey, I'm opening this wrestling school. Do you have any interest? You're like an athletic wrestling guy. You like that? And me being a dum-dum, I was like, yeah, of course. Take my money and let me indulge.
Yeah.
And then I started doing the referee thing because I broke my arm at like a local show concert for people that aren't in the know. And my first day I had my cast off, I was just really excited. And I was like, or like first week, and I was like, okay, let me start doing this pro wrestling training. First night of training, I refractured my arm. It fucking sucked.
Oh, fuck.
I went up on a push-up and I came down the hard way.
That's awful.
Yeah, it was. And then, so then I sidelined for, however long it takes to heal a broken arm, then came back and they were like, well, how about you just do like the referee gimmick for a while? And I was like, okay, yeah, we'll do that. So I did the referee thing for a while. And then I ran my own company for a while. And then after that, I got linked up with these people in this thing called Kaiju Big Battle. This is a really long story. Just bear with me. I'm giving you the timeline right now.
It's all good, buddy. It's all on you.
Yeah, it's on you, man. We're happy.
Oh, okay. Just making sure.
We're along for the ride, man.
Hell yeah. Well, buckle up. So then I did this thing called Kaiju Big Battle for a while, which is like Godzilla meets pro wrestling. It used to be really cool. It's not anymore. I'm not saying that because I'm not a part of it anymore. It just kind of fell off. COVID.
I remember this. I remember this because it was like a big cultural thing, like way back in that time.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about because I remember watching some of the videos.
It was on
early.
That was a channel, G4.
Yeah, G4.
It had a thing on MTV2 for like a special. It was all over the place, but
yeah, it was nuts. It was
so
if you thought DDT is crazy, you ain't seen Kaiju Big Battle. That's all I'll say, folks.
Just like big cardboard cities, and then like guys in big rubber costumes doing pro wrestling moves. It was awesome.
Yeah, exactly. It was fantastic.
And the stories are like off the wall, like 1960s comic book level ridiculous.
It's great. Yeah.
You definitely had to like take yourself out of it and then like just kind of watch it as if you were watching like a Godzilla movie, like one of the old like 70s ones or 80s ones. But So I did that for a long time, and I was doing a lot of behind the scenes stuff. And then COVID happened. I don't know if you guys have heard of this thing, COVID.
What's that? What's that? We don't have that in Canada.
Oh, you don't have that in Canada, right? Like that never happened? Yeah, sorry.
Have you seen their health care? They don't deal with that stuff.
No, I'm kidding. I'm joshing.
Good use of joshing. Nobody uses Josh anymore. That was good.
Well, he's Canadian, so it makes sense.
Oh, okay. Are you guys all Canadian?
No, I'm New England guy. I'm French Canadian technically.
Oh, okay.
I'm definitely gonna ask some Canadian when are you coming to Canada questions, but continue the.
We'll get to that later. Yeah.
Massachusetts, the far is Indiana, and I'm California, and then he's Canada.
I've been to Indiana a few times. I like Indiana. Indiana's always good.
Yeah.
Okay, back to the thing though. Sorry. I'm really good at getting sidetracked. Really good at it. So I did that for a while. I did a lot of the behind the scenes stuff, and then that thing COVID-19 happened, or whatever you want to call it, and then they were afraid to do it, which is understandable. Everybody had their own take on it. I definitely worked at a hospital at the time, which is hilarious from what I do now.
That's so good.
It was a doctor. I was
Can't write that shit. That's so funny.
That's amazing.
Not as a doctor though. It would have been way funnier if I was like some sort of doctor, but no, I was not a doctor. But I got the vaccine very early because I was like, I want to go back to normal life. I was like, this disease is going to kill me, but if the vaccine kills me, I'm like, damned if I do, damned if I don't. So I'm gambling. Like we're throwing it up. I had no problem. If I become an X-Men, I become an X-Men. Sick. I didn't become an X-Men. So I got it really early. So I was like, all right, I'm going to just jump into life. Let's go back. Let's go. So this company was like, hey, would you do this Dr. Cube thing? Like not affiliated with Kaiju, but affiliated with wrestling. So I did it. And then, I had my first death match by accident, essentially. It was supposed to be like a hardcore match, but then we ended up using glass and like all kinds of crazy shit. I burped again. And then from there, it was like, Kaiju was like, hey, we don't really like what you're doing with the character, even though we gave you permission to do this stuff. And I was like, hey, it's okay, because I would rather make more money and do my own thing. So we separated ways. I did find out that they recently, this is petty sounding, but I don't care. I did find out recently that they tag me in everything that they upload that involves Dr. Cube. So they always put like a hashtag Dr. Redacted too.
That's
okay.
Crazy.
It's kind of a compliment. I'll take it. Whatever. And then so I by accident I was doing the show for Blitzkrieg Pro. Great New England promotion. Check it out. I just wrestled Bear Bronson there recently in Connecticut. Good match.
Bear.
Yep. Shout out to Bear. Good brother.
Shout out to Bear. We love him.
Yeah, always the best.
Yep.
So I had this match coming up there, and they made me take down the graphic. They got pretty upset about it, and they made all these places take down the graphic. So this place took down the graphic, and somebody made this joke that my name was now going to be Dr. Redacted, and I was like, that's like kind of hilarious. Kind of crazy.
There goes Ryan's only other question that he was going to ask.
Oh,
literally, that was going to be a question.
It works.
There you go.
And, so some fan like put it out there, and I was like, it's like kind of got like a goofy 80s vibe to it, but like it also could be like a B horror movie like name too. And I was like, let's just roll with it. Because another thing I learned, I think Lance Storm said it, because you also have to have a name that like people can chant, otherwise they won't chant for you. And I like that kind of stayed in the back of my head, because like think about how many people didn't cheer for Lance Storm, because it's so not like fulfilling to chant Storm or Lance Storm. So I was like, okay, well, Redacted works. Whether they choose to say the doctor part, that's up to them. So I went with that. I had the mask off, which was nice. Both masks, because I had two masks before, and that was miserable. So that was sick. And I was really nervous at first that like, oh no, people aren't gonna like book me because I don't have this IP anymore or whatever. And then more people were like, hey, we're happy you got rid of that goofy cube. Let's go. And I was like, let's go. And then we all do races from there.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, honestly, I think Dr. Redacted is definitely better than Dr. fucking Cube. God.
I completely agree. Not the Dr. The Cube guy, but I totally agree.
So is it like a Doctor Who thing where somebody else picked up the moniker of Dr. Cube once you left the
No.
company?
So what was cool, like not cool, but what the thing that like kind of sucks about kaiju is it's one of those things where everybody's disposable. As long as you can find somebody to fit in the costume, that's all they care about.
Mm-hmm.
So they just put somebody else in that costume.
Oh, so it's like the suicide gimmick kind of like whoever is free can be in the mask.
Exactly.
All right, gotcha.
But there'll only ever be one Dr. Redacted, though. So
Exactly. You can't have a mask on that. There you go.
Although one of the things, like blood merch I have out there, I'm just waiting for the day that somebody like clones me. That's just
true. That would be scary.
That would be kind of hilarious. The thing that I always like connected to about your name, the whole Dr. Redacted thing, is one of the things we do here is we do watch-alongs for professional wrestling. And obviously we do GCW. We've done a lot of GCW. We kind of started with Spring Break last year, so this year's kind of the anniversary of doing that. But when we first started, 4 or 5 years ago doing it, and WWE was going to Saudi, our friend Noah, who's not with us this evening, doing other stuff, would always call Saudi country Redacted. So we started seeing this wrestler, Dr. Redacted. I was like, wait a minute. I always thought he'd get a kick out of it, Dr. Redacted from Country Redacted.
That would be so funny. That would have been funny.
Funny.
That should be your location, by the way. Country Redacted. You should get Emil J to say that line for you.
Yeah, that's good. You want to hear something really stupid?
Go for it.
I won't mention the several people who have brought this up to me, because when I tell you this, you're immediately going to be like, that's a terrible idea. Why would anyone even think that's a good idea? So unfortunately, there's this thing called the Epstein files, and the word redacted is in it quite a lot. And people
God!
And I said, no, I shouldn't.
Well,
that sounds like a way of losing money, not making money.
Yeah, serious. Like, you made Ryan get hurt. He had to take the glasses off.
Like, come out of your mouth. Like, were you just like serious about that? Like, very.
That's the way to commit career Epstein right there.
No.
All right. The gloves were already off the 9/11 joke. Okay, we're here.
That's true. That's valid. That's valid. Yeah.
Not that we should be joking about that, because it's a very, very bad thing. But
it's very bad.
It's crazy.
Gallows humor in that. Gallows.
Hey, this isn't called the shenanigans for nothing, right? We get up to some heinous shit. So.
just a tad. Just a tad.
Usually not that bad, but still, we get pretty kooky here.
Yeah.
I have to ask, because now that we know all about I don't mean to stifle here. I just wanted to ask, like, out of all like the matches you've ever had, like, what would be the one Dr. Redacted match that you would like bring somebody in like that is new but wants to get into the hardcore scene of wrestling? Like, what would be the one Dr. Redacted match you recommend?
Yeah, that's a tough one. You know what? I do get this question not frequently, but more than I'd like to admit. And every time I'm like, oh, I don't know. Fuck, that's a tough one, because there's ones that I personally like, but then there's ones where I'm like, but I feel like I don't know, to be honest. I don't.
Yeah, give both. One personally that you like that you would show, and then one that you would think a fan would like.
For a long time, people really liked me and Matt Tremont. The first time we ever wrestled, it was for this company called RPW, and people really liked that match. But then I feel like there's times where like I could say, "Oh, check out this Bear Bronson match that I just had at Blitzkrieg." But then a part of me is like, there was only one light tube used in that, and I feel like you should want to show someone like ultra violent. It's tough. There's just dive in. If you want to know who I am, just dive in. Get IWTV, get Triller, and just put in that search bar. See what happens.
There you go.
I remember the first match I saw you at was me and James calling the show, and you're wrestling somebody with a mask and antennas.
Ultramantis Black. It was
Ultramantis.
Ultramantis Black. That was so
Yes.
funny because you guys were on commentary and like talking shit to each other on commentary. I remember this. I remember this.
I remember that. I remember us doing the commentary for that match, and I'm like, this guy's cool. What the fuck am I watching? Jesus.
Yeah,
Like the shit.
I think this was your first deathmatch show too, right?
Yeah, like it was
Yeah.
my first deathmatch, so I've never been like, as a young kid growing up, it was more just, the regular WWE, WWF at the time. So I never really watched deathmatch until coming on board with the crew. And I remember that was my first match calling and watching you, and I'm like, yo, I never want to be in a fucking dark alley with this guy. Jesus.
Yeah.
So that's, I mean, if the audience want to go watch, that's one match that I saw in the beginning.
I do like that one a lot.
That was
I was like, whoa. I think you even ripped off his antennas on his head too, and I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah. Committing
So
insect,
what you mentioned,
murder here.
Peel back the curtain a little bit. Peel back the curtain a little bit. That was like he was like number one on my list. Like he was one of my dream matches. When I was growing up, I really like when I got into Ring of Honor, I discovered what Chikara was, and I was like, oh, this is sick. He was like a big Chikara guy. But for me to do Kaiju, it was kind of like the blending of both worlds, because like even Dr. Cube made an appearance in Chikara. But going back to Ultramantis, so he was like a big one for me. So the upsides of the match was I got to have the match. It was sick. The downside of the match was in the first 2 minutes, he's like severely concussed. And me and the referee don't realize it until the end of the match.
Shit.
But it was crazy. He remembered the whole thing. He was there for the whole thing up until like the very end. He was like, wait, what do you mean? What are you talking about? And I'm like, what are you talking about? I was super confused. And then we just, the finish, I feel like could look better, but that's when I started putting together. I was like, oh, he might be a little loopy. We'll do this really safely. With pins and glass.
And just a quick follow up before Ryan goes. You talked about Blitzkrieg with Bear. I do know that you were scheduled or slated to be appearing for Focus Pro. I think it was against JB Anderson, and then stuff happened. Hopefully you're okay. Hopefully you're okay. And then you have coming up, you got something going down at Bloodstone.
Oh yeah.
Talk a little bit about, what goes into your decision of working with a promotion. Like, again, Nick and Bloodstone, they're great people. Evan at Focus Pro is a gem of a human being. Talk to us a little bit about what goes into you, choosing the certain independents, choosing who you want to work with. What kind of goes into your decision when choosing that kind of stuff?
That's a really good question. Damn.
Thank you. So real quick, the end of February, it was like when I wrestled in Chattanooga, Tennessee for ICW. I had second match against Danny DeMonto. I had sprained my ankle, and it was awful. I went to Disney the next 2 days later, but I had to be in a wheelchair the whole time.
Which stinks.
I saw those pictures. I was wondering what happened there.
Shout out to the missus. She pushed me the whole time in the cart, in the wheelchair. So shout out to her for that. Appreciated. But then I had those matches. I've been wrestling on a sprained ankle, and then after, what was the last match I had before? It was at GCW. It was the 4-way. I kind of re-aggravated my ankle, and it was not a knock on Focus Pro, but it was just that was what I had next. And April, because you have to think of the long game too. April, I have an insane amount of shows because of WrestleMania weekend. And then so I had to cancel on them, unfortunately, because I was like, I don't want to re-aggravate this more. I also don't want to give some half-ass performance. I'd rather we're putting our foot on the gas pedal and going. I don't want to give some I'm limping around guy type deal. So I apologize to Focus Pro and all their fans. That sucks. I hate missing any booking because one, I like to make money, and two, I just hate missing bookings. It's something that eats away at my soul.
Well, Evan's a great dude. So I mean, can only imagine how that conversation went, and he was probably very sympathetic. And
He was
probably
very
understands you.
he very much understood.
Exactly.
And hopefully we'll be back there at some point to make it up to the fans.
Fair
Bloodstone, Nick is my guy. I fucking love Bloodstone. Bloodstone is the coolest shit going on in Illinois right now. I fucking love it.
Really? All right.
Yeah, it's the sickest shit.
There you go.
There's other cool companies in Illinois, but like, I think some of them are too scared to use me. We're gonna be honest there. I think some of them are a little too scared.
You know you got a reputation of being a bad motherfucker when Chicago's afraid to use you. I'm just saying. Like that's
but
an
Nick
accomplishment.
dives head first. Nick's like, "Come on in," and I'm like, "Hell yeah, my guy."
There you go.
But with a lot of companies, it comes with like reputation. It comes with like, I'll ask certain other people, "Hey, what do you know about this?" Or, "Hey, what's your feelings on this?" It also comes down to if they are willing to pay me what I'm asking for. Because that's the name of the game. It's not like you're going to go work at a job if they're like, "Hey, we'll give you minimum wage." You're going to say, "Fuck you." I'm not doing that.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
Yeah,
Like I plan on coming there and giving a blood donation essentially. So I think I should be.
True. That's valid.
But
All right.
that's really what it comes down to.
I have you mentioned messing up your ankle, right? And some days things don't necessarily go to plan. Some days it's a bad day at the office. Some days the office is just a bad day for you. I do believe this is September 13th, Rumble on the River, GCW. It's raining. It's outside venue. It's raining. And I have to ask because, okay, clearly there's a lot of improv that would have had to go into that. You guys probably shouldn't be wrestling in the ring when it's completely wet.
Correct.
And you could mess stuff up. So, can you break down that match with the Bev for us?
So first off, I don't know if you recall, but that match with the Bev, also, I think match was probably about 10 minutes. I think about a minute of it was in the ring. So the other 9 minutes was it was throughout this national park or whatever park it was.
Yeah, it was a park. Yeah.
Yeah. It was more so like, hey, we're going to try this and we'll see what happens. Like climbing into the tree, definitely the rain worked against me on that one. The rain and gravity. But we made it work. We got there. That honestly didn't work out too badly for me. But there was definitely matches where I was like, man, some of these guys are going to try to do flips and those ropes are going to be very wet. And like the ring was deceivingly wet. Like I was like, oh, this is, I'm so happy we're getting out of here in about 2 minutes.
Yeah. I was gonna say on that same show, I think he ended up being okay, but I was scared for Darius because he tried to do a flip.
Yeah.
He was him and Leon Slater were fighting YDNP, and he slipped on the rope, trying to do his 450, and that like scared the shit out of me. I was like,
yeah,
did he tweak his ankle? Damn.
Funny enough, that show was just so bizarre in general to me, but like the match that we had was so like, I walked out of it being like, man, all we needed was Crash Holly and a 24-hour belt, and this would have been
that would have been fantastic. Yeah. Now that you bring it up, it did give Crash Holly hardcore title vibes. Actually, that's
I can't tell you how many people came up to me and were like, "That blue shit all over Bobby Beverly, is that from the toilet?" Like, go smell him. I was like, go smell him.
I asked the same question. I'm not gonna lie.
I will not confirm or deny if it was or was not. But the motherfucker was looking like a goddamn avatar after the match. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, a little red and blue avatar, man.
Yeah, too big to be a Smurf, but he definitely was rocking the avatar vibes.
For sure.
So
do you have one more?
Oh, go ahead, Ryan.
I do have another on my list of prepared questions here. Not this invisible list of prepared questions, evidently. What's a weapon that someone said, "Hey, I want to use this on you tonight," and you've been like, "No"? Is there any?
Oh yeah. I'm really not like keen on like. I know we do the doctor thing, so you guys are gonna give me shit for this, but I'm not super keen on like syringes. I don't. I listen. I get the shock factor of it and like the ooh ah, but to me, it's one of those things where it's like it takes a while. You have to be really precise with it. I get it. It's just not my like cup of tea. Uh, I don't know if I would personally take it. I've given it before because people are like, "Hey, this is like my thing. Can you just do it?" And I was like, "Sure. If this is really what you want, sure." But I don't. I'm personally not trying to do that. Like,
yeah.
If we were in Japan and Sakuda is like, "Hey, I want to put this like grill rod through your cheek," I would probably be like, "Yeah, we're in Japan. Sure." I'll be really dumb today. But I know what's his name, JJ Allen or Escobar. He changes his name every fucking 10 minutes. He did a thing with like getting the weenus of his arm, like that stretchy part of his elbow, like nail gun to the ring. Nah, man. Nah, not for me. That's too much.
Nope.
That's like
No.
That's
disgusting. That's fucked up.
Listen, I know what we're doing. I know it's crazy. I know there's fire, there's explosions sometimes, but it gets to the point where it's like, okay, now where's the knife? Now where's the gun? Now where's like, but like, how far do you need to push it?
Yeah, right.
You're gonna tell like people sometimes will hand me like a kendo stick and it'll be covered in barbed wire thumbtacks. And I'm like, why? It's like, okay, let me put a hat on top of my hat. Like the kendo stick by itself, is it good enough? Like, it's just, like the thumbtacks on like a bat, okay, that's understandable. Or like, barbed wire on a bat. But like, do we really need to cover the kendo stick and like 100 fucking things? It's a bit silly. That's just my opinion. Another thing I probably wouldn't do is anything that involves animals. I know some people do like porcupine quills or like shark teeth. I'm not looking to do that. I'm a big animal guy. Not saying like I eat meat, but I'm not like a vegan or anything. But like, I don't need to go that far with the gimmick. We're good.
Yeah.
Listen, like I said, when you have glass and you have barbed wire, you have doors, you have chairs, you have all this stuff. Do you really need to like go like? I won't knock it, and if anybody wants to do it, that's up to them. But it's like, do we need it? Like,
yeah.
Even if it's like a whole deathmatch show, and every single person uses glass, every single person uses doors or whatever, are you gonna tell me that crowd's still not going to be like, holy shit? No, they are. So I think some people kind of get in their heads about it sometimes. That's just my opinion.
Dude. I could be attesting of that because I've called so many GCW, especially death matches, like recently, for what we do, and I cringe every time. Like you would think I get used to it by now. I don't. I still crease anytime I see somebody getting stabby with some fucking object. I don't know what it is. It could be a skewer, a piece of glass, whatever it is.
The gusset plates.
Yeah.
It almost affects James more than it affects the person getting stabbed.
Yeah.
Seriously, like he said, we've been doing GCW stuff now for about a year.
Hell yeah.
And he's been on all the calls. Like it started out with me and him, and then life happened, and then Ryan kind of took over in my absence. And it's just like he said, you would think he'd get used to it after a while.
Nah.
But especially when it's you, Bear, or Tremont, he always freaks out. And now that Otis is the ultraviolent champ, it's Otis too.
Yeah, because Otis uses that stabbing thing, the cleaver.
Switchblade.
I do want to piggyback here because you talked about the syringes.
Flips it open.
Yeah, fair.
You talk about the syringes. It's not because you have a thing against needles, right? Because you're tatted. Like I've seen a lot of your tattoos. Is there a specific reason?
Here's the thing. Getting like an injection of something versus getting a tattoo, very different worlds.
Fair enough.
One is like like someone's like prickling at you, and one is like this thing is going deep into you, and like Once again, working at the hospital, I've had this argument with so many people because the part of Long Island I was from, like having a lot of tattoos is like not taboo, but it's like, oh, are you like a criminal? Like they still think like it's still like weird to them. So they would always be like, well, you'll be fine with this because you have tattoos. And it's like, no, that's not the same thing at all. It's like, please, like, don't say that, but whatever.
So you're one of the, so I guess I have to ask, not to get too into the weeds on this, but you were not a fan of that Swerve Hangman spot then, huh?
Oh, was that they did the syringe?
That was the syringe, yeah. They
Yeah,
did
the syringe through the cheek at the last pay-per-view.
No, you want to talk about crazy syringe spot? Cyclope when he does it through the fucking the right here, and it's just
oh yeah, when he has it through the freaking eyebrow. Yeah, that's crazy. I have a follow-up to Ryan's question, and it's kind of the inverse of what he asked. What is the most unique weapon you've ever taken a bump in or had put on upon you? I guess is the best way to word that.
I became a really big fan of using ironing boards. Funny enough, I was watching some WCW hardcore match with, funny enough, with the Sandman, and they were using an ironing board, and I'm like, yeah, what is that? And I was like, no one ever uses ironing boards. And I was like, I'm gonna use this. And then I started using it, and I was like, this is like low key my favorite thing. It's kind of sick.
Yeah. It's like a table too, because like you could, I imagine you could take a bump from it, and it's like, it's not too bad. It cushions the blow a little bit.
And then it's one of those things too, where like you throw it, and it just looks insane because they're so big. It like opens up, so you just see this like big ass goofy thing flying through the air,
like something out of a cartoon. Yeah.
Yeah, and then like another thing that I always think is really cool too is using a box fan, whether it's plugged in and you're throwing it, or whether like it's Ultraman just dropping me on my head on a running box fan. You know what I mean?
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah. I remember that. I remember that now that you brought it up.
I can imagine that an ironing board isn't really good for like laying an opponent on because the weight would make it almost instantly collapse, but it's got to be a good visual to like put somebody through it because it will instantly collapse.
Yeah.
So, you know, like.
Yeah, that's fair.
Funny enough, I had this match at ICW No Holds Barred. It was in Atlantic City versus Eric Dillinger, who's like one of my favorite opponents. He's very good. Yep. And where they use chains, not regular ropes. So they, instead of turnbuckle like top pads, they have platforms, but they're like 2x2, I guess. It's not very big, but it's like it's wide enough where two people can stand on it. So he originally was supposed to pick me up and give me like a top rope power bomb through it. And it ended up going south because we thought there was much more room on it than there was. And it ended up becoming like him giving me a big atomic drop off the top and my crotch just getting introduced to a stood-up ironing board. So that wasn't great, but the visual was like, this is sick and hilarious at the same time.
Yeah, I was gonna say that doesn't sound really, really enjoyable.
At the time,
I want to ask. Sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah, no. Watching it back, it must have been like a crazy spot.
Watching it back, it was like watching real life Looney Tunes.
I was gonna ask something along the lines like when you go back and watch your matches back, does it ever feel like you're watching a cartoon just in real life with some of the insanity, like a Tom and Jerry cartoon or a Roadrunner Wile E. Coyote with all the gadgets and gizmos and stuff?
Yeah.
There's definitely some aspect of it, but there's more so like I'm one of those people where like when my joke hits, I'm really happy about it. So like when we go on commentary or do something like funny during the match, or like when I wrestle Ultramantis, we're just gonna keep referencing this match apparently for the.
That's the match. It's the match.
Oh.
There
you go.
Oh, what happened?
Yeah, it's glitchy.
Hold on, I lost you guys for a minute. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. It's just glitchy.
We just can't see you.
I
You're
promise
John
I haven't
Cena.
been moving. I've been standing.
No, you're fine.
Oh, hey. So to reference the Ultramantis Black match again.
We're getting Dr. Robotic.
Dr. Robotnik instead of Dr. Redacted right now. If you get that reference, you get it. If you get it, you get it.
You guys look at me.
Now you're coming in like wicked robotic, brother. Oh boy.
Hey man, it's the internet nowadays.
It is the internet. He's coming back.
As they say, service is nervous. Sometimes.
He was at the RPW show where you know what happened or no? Yeah. Well,
okay. Are we good now?
I think we're good. Yeah, we're all set.
Sorry, I don't know if it's my service or what's going on, but bear with me.
Oh, we're all good, brother.
All good.
So go back to the Ultra Mantis Black because, like I said, we're going to reference this match apparently 100 times throughout the night.
Yeah,
he's from Chikara where they did a lot of like haha funny stuff. So I was like, man, if I pull out like bolt cutters and I cut his antenna off, I'm curious if this crowd will like react the way they should to it, or if they're going to be like, this is fucking stupid. But they gave me like the "you sick fuck" chant, and it was awesome. It worked out so perfectly. But I was so happy about that. But that's like a cartoony time where I was like, yeah, that hit.
Yeah, fair.
So I mean,
go ahead.
Sorry,
Nick.
James. Oh no, I was just gonna ask. I mean, you know, you talked about putting matches together and how they kind of flow. Certain states have certain regulations, certain rules. So how do you find the challenges of going through that? Going to different states and being restricted to do things where you would normally be like, oh yeah, let's fucking go.
Yeah, that's crazy.
There's only a few states that I wrestle in that are like that. Like whenever I do like a New York show, I'll be like, so what can we get away with tonight? What's on the agenda? What can we try to slip in? And they'll let me know. But when we go all out, it's always like I'm smiling ear to ear. Also, this is like lagging a little bit. So if we lose each other again, I'm sorry, but we'll come back. I'm just making sure.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, as long as you can
You're
hear
good.
me. Okay. But yeah, some states really suck with that. Like it bums me out so much that New York is like that. I know Maryland's like that. Philadelphia is like that. And I think Ohio is as well.
Do I have to call the Canadian government before you come up here? Because like,
I don't.
We need
guys
to have, I was gonna say, well, we need some Dr. Redacted up in Canada. Just throwing it out there.
So the problem with that is, I know there's a difference in currency. I'll have promoters that talk to me, and then I'll say, I want this price, but I want it in. I don't need like American dollars, but I want to be paid in that sort of like that amount. Like just have it translate to be that much. Like you can give me the fucking Canadian whatever, but as long as give me 9 trillion Canadian pennies, as long as it equals out to what I want American, we're good. And they always
there you go.
That's when they stop answering, or that's when they're like, oh, okay, maybe next time. And I just never hear from them again.
Fuck.
Damn.
Yeah, it's only with Canada though. They're the only place that's ever done that to me. And I always think that's so odd.
Yeah, that's
us
really
Canadians, man. We're so nice, but like we can't even get fucking Dr. Redacted up here, guys. What are we doing? Let's go.
Hey,
they're scared. What can I say? They're scared.
They're scared. Big scared.
So there were a couple things I wanted to touch on. Going back to your whole evil villain soliloquy as to how you got to where you were and everything. You mentioned being straight edge.
Yep.
That is not something I would have pegged of you. How long have you been straight edge? Are you still straight edge?
I have been straight edge since 7th grade. I definitely was like a dumb junior high kid. And I tried to drink once, I tried to smoke once, and I was like, oh, this is very stupid. And I was one of those people that actually was like the next morning when I was like, I'm never doing this again. I never did it again. And then I was like, this is not for me. I don't agree with this. I don't like the way that certain people act when they are under certain influences. So I was like, I don't want to be that person. So I'm not that person. But I'll never knock anybody for, recreationally drinking or doing whatever. When it becomes an issue for someone, then I'll be like, hey, I think you need some help. Or if they are like legitimately like hurting and killing themselves, then we have to have that talk. But to each their own.
Do you ever find it difficult hanging out with like the guys or the girls after a show and being straight edge while others are like wanting to have a couple of beers at the bar or whatever post show?
No, everybody that like knows me is pretty respectful about it. The funniest reaction, and I'll never understand it, is people that are like, "Hey, you want a beer?" I'm like, "No, I'm straight edge," and they're like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry." And I'm like, "What do you have to be sorry for? All you did, you offered me something, and I said no. If anything, I appreciate the gesture. Thank you."
Okay.
Okay.
There you go. Fair.
Yeah, but like, don't get me wrong. If I went somewhere and the group of guys or girls or whoever are like, "Hey, we're gonna do fucking, meth or some crazy thing," I'd be like, "Hey, I'm not. Goodbye."
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Oh, you guys are doing crack? Thanks. I'll see you later.
Yeah, really.
And
Not
then
that I
the
know
other
any
thing,
people that smoke crack. Just putting it out there.
yeah, no. And then the other thing I wanted to ask about is your entrance. When you come out, whether you want to call it moshing, slam dancing, pushing the fans,
Yeah.
where did that come from? Because that definitely gives off like a unique vibe, because that gives an interaction that most wrestlers don't have with their fans when they come in the ring.
So ever since Dr. Redacted was first born, I was always perceived as a heel. Not anymore, obviously, but I don't think I'm like a full-on babyface. But
Yeah.
I had this match in Texas, and they really hated my opponent, even though he was from there. They hated him, and I was giving really aggressive high fives, which I was not used to. And then some guy like kind of gave me a shove, so I shoved him back. And then people like kept asking for it, and people were like, "Hey, you gonna push me? Hey, you gonna push me?" And then I just started like going with it. There's definitely times now where I have to like kind of like if I interacted with someone that they're cool for it, but there's been a few times where like you could tell that person was pissed that I like pushed them. There's definitely a GCW show, I believe it was the Chicago one, where I pushed somebody and you watch him stand right back up and just flip me off because I guess he didn't get it or wasn't in the know. But yeah. But you definitely just gotta read the room a little bit. That's kind of what we'll leave it at.
Because that's definitely a goal of mine with the shows that I've been going to, is to get pushed by Dr. Redacted. But
Hell yeah. Are you gonna come to
what's up?
Are you coming to WrestleMania in Vegas?
I will be there. I'll be there from Tuesday the 14th through Wednesday the 22nd.
Ooh, somebody's going on vacation. Damn.
Hey, with everything we do here, man, I'm trying to network. That's what it is for you guys as wrestlers, is trying to get seen by as many eyes and promoters as possible. That's what it is for me as a podcast host. It's trying to get my name out there. We're not on the level of the Sean Ross Sapps, Denise Salcedo's, Chris Van Vliet's. We're trying to get that recognition, though. We're trying to build our name.
Yeah.
Well, I got 5 shows right now, so you got 5 chances to come see me.
To get
I know I'll be at one for sure. I'm gonna be at the Immortal Clusterfuck. I'm not sure where my seat is gonna be because I'm general admission.
Oh,
so
okay.
I'm gonna be a little bit. If I can get by like the rail where the entranceway is, then. But like, I'm not sure what other shows I'm gonna be going to that you're gonna be on. Why don't you go ahead and talk about what you're booked for Mania week? Nice transition there.
So I'll start with how I remember them. Wednesday night at midnight at the Nerd Bar, which very interesting place to go to. Last time I was there, they had a bowling alley in there. They have a ton of video games, ton of wrestling memorabilia, which is really cool. Everything from like Cactus Jack, Penta, Psycho Cloud, even Joey Janela, like just really cool shit. And Sabu, lots of stuff. He used to hang out there all the time. And they, I assume they still have it, but instead of a mechanical bull, they had a big mechanical penis. Kind
of curious to see the women try to ride that, but anyways, continue.
But it's on Fremont Street, which I don't know if you're familiar, but it's like the locals version of the Strip, essentially. So it gets you a different perspective of Vegas. It's in a really wild, outlandish spot. But I'm wrestling Toby Klein, old school ultraviolet guy. There's a lot of really good names on the show. It's called Sean Henderson Presents, but like Jonathan Gresham's on the show, Masato Tanaka's on the show. There's like 100. There's like Jack Evans is on the show. There's like a million names on the show. There's a lot. It's a really cool show. It's at midnight. It starts at 11:59 p.m. I highly recommend everyone come. Wednesday, I am wrestling at The Dive Bar, it is a place that lives up to its name. It is a complete shithole, but that's kind of like the charm of it, I guess. I'm wrestling for Rise from the UK. I'm wrestling this guy named B.A. Rose, who's another UK wrestler. The whole show is going to kind of be like UK guys versus non-UK guys. So it's a cool, like, different take on things. Wait, no, I fucked that up. Wednesday is Sean Henderson. Thursday is Rise. Okay, we're back on track. Friday, I'm back at the Dive Bar for this promotion called X Brand. It's me, Nathan Bowery, and this guy Anthrax. And then Saturday, I'm at the Clusterfuck. And then Sunday, it's at a brewery. I forget the name of it because I'm an idiot. It's for this company called World's Greatest Wrestling. I don't know the match I'm in yet, but it's a cool Sunday show. If you don't want to go to Mania, because going to Mania is kind of overrated. I get why people do it, but it's overrated. The independents that week are, yeah, that's it. Really expensive. And like, fuck that. Like, if you're going to be in Vegas and you're going to drop money, do it at the independent shows, help wrestlers out, buy merch, treat yourself a little bit, live it up. We love a good intimate experience. That big over-the-top experience is cool too, but the intimate experience for the independents is where it's at. That's my indie wrestling plug.
No, I 100% co-sign with you. I know. Okay, so now to rewind back with your bookings, we were gonna go to the Sean Henderson one, but the Pro Wrestling Unplugged hybrid show that's part of the collective.
Yeah, it's a good
He
one.
sold us on their card.
Yeah.
So we went ahead and we're going to that one instead.
Fair.
We are going to the Clusterfuck. We
Yep.
are going to go to the World's Greatest both Saturday and Sunday.
Okay. I know my Thursday and Friday shows. The show starts at 3 and it has to be over by 6. So if you can make it out to those shows, they will be like full glass, crazy, stupid matches.
I know Friday at 3 o'clock we're going to be at Bloodsport.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Thursday, I think we're free at 3 o'clock, so I will definitely look into that. Like, send me the X information for the website, the company, whatever, and I'll try to look into tickets and everything.
Message me because I'm really good at forgetting.
No worries. But getting back to your public service announcement, yes, support the independents because that's something that I've been a big proprietor of even before we started really covering them here on the channel. I look at the independents as like the AAA ball, the minor league hockey. This is where you're going to see those future stars of tomorrow. The kids that are going to get ID'd. The kids that are going to become all elite, like Busta and the Brain recently did,
With comparing it to like AAA or comparing it to like minor league stuff, is like people can make a career of the independents as opposed to like if you're doing like AAA ball or minor league, whatever. It's kind of like I'm either here because I'm about to retire and I just want to do something in the sport, or I'm just waiting to get that call. Like it's kind of like that middle ground of people just like plateauing, where the independents are all over the place.
I see that, but I can kind of look at it as the other way you mentioned it too, because if you just look at the shows that are going to be going that week, you've got Gangrel.
Yeah.
His career, he's not exactly waiting for the call anymore. You got Masato Tanaka. He's not exactly waiting for that call anymore.
Have you
but
seen
at the same time, you've got
Dude, he looks great. I was just about to say, Doctor, he's great. He looks awesome.
He took headshots, and instead of getting dumber, he just got like better looking.
Yeah. It's almost like he became like he could be a model or something. Like he's like a model. Like,
fair, but to the point, like I don't think he's going to become all elite.
Yeah, for sure.
But you've got like Brittany Brooks, you've got Busta and the Brain, you've got Marcus Mathers and Jack Cartwheel, who've been ID'd. You've got Izzy Moreno, who's any day now for the women probably going to get there. So you've got those people that are waiting on the call, but then you've got the people whose careers kind of plateaued and like this is how they're still making their living. So
yeah.
I just had a question.
Before that, James, not to cut you off, we did get a donation, a super chat here from Walter, who's actually going to be in Vegas with me, one of the people on our channel.
Hell yeah.
The real question is, when are we going to get the Doctor versus was it the Dr. Registered?
A registered
Registered nurse. With a medical resident as a special guest referee.
Jesus. Funny enough, I think not that this kind of counts. I'm pretty sure on the Sean Henderson show, there's a guy on the show that's like an actual, not a doctor, but I think he's like a chiropractor. So that kind of counts, right? Sort of. Yeah. He does something in the medical field. I could be wrong. I'm pretty positive he is though. So that's like a funny step in the right direction.
Yeah. Fair.
Go ahead, James, with your question then.
Yeah. My question, since you do the mosh gimmick with your entrance, I have to ask, what is the music that you listen to that gets you in a mosh pit type of mood?
So my entrance alone, that song just gets me going. So, and like it gets like 2 ring entrances in one, because I get the sound clip before from House of 1,000 Corpses, or it's Devil's Rejects. It's one of those. Yeah. Once again, I said I'm not a horror movie guy, but those movies are actually sick. So I get that right off the bat. It kind of sets the tone, like, oh, everybody knows what's coming. You know what I mean? It's that WWE effect when like every WWE entrance starts with like some stupid like saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Burn it down.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. I listen to all kinds of stuff, honestly. It's crazy. Like day of a show, I'm just in my head the whole fucking time because I'm cuckoo, and then that music hits, and it's like everything just like, oh, okay, but time to go to work. And
fair.
Leaves the head, and it's just like, this is the mission. We're gonna get
this is the mission. Do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just in general, if it wasn't your entrance music, any band, like kind of jump at you.
I listen to this band called Marauder a lot. I listen to this band called Leeway a lot. I've been on this real kick lately of this band called Crown of Thorns.
Crown of Thorns a good one.
Yeah. I've been like on that kick hard lately. I've been listening to this band called Dog Eat Dog recently a lot lately. I'm all over the place. I listen to like a lot of like old school 90s like hardcore punk stuff. But yeah, that's really about it.
Fair. Fish, what you got?
So I have this question for you. All right. So here we go. Who haven't you faced that you want to?
Man, that's a loaded question. That's a good one. Man, that is tough.
In a death match.
Yeah. This is another one that I definitely should have just naturally been prepared for. It's funny enough, there was a lot of people that I had a list for, and they all got crossed off. So, better yet, maybe you guys throw some names at me. How about we try that? Let's try that.
Okay.
Well, first one that comes to my mind is, have you faced the Sandman? And are you a little bit upset that you're not his final opponent? Like,
I'm not mad I'm not the final opponent. I get it. That would have been like the coolest thing ever. Because, you know, as somebody whose focus is very big on their entrance, he was the entrance guy. Like,
yeah, he was.
Like, we'll always love the Sandman. He'll always be like one of the craziest wrestlers, but you'll always remember him for the entrance.
For Metallica, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Would I love to be involved? Sure. Because I assume that match is going to have 9 trillion run-ins, that's what we kind of all want, sort of. That one, he always would have been there. Oh, you know who I would have loved to have wrestled? The guy's still alive, so I can't really say that, but Abyss. I always feel like Abyss was so before, like ahead of his time. Not before. He was always so ahead of his time. And I feel like nowadays, especially with like how big the deathmatch market is, like a place like GCW or even ICW, like Abyss would flourish there.
He would thrive, brother. Thrive.
PCO. That's another one. I want
PCO is a good fucking shout. Very good shout. Yeah.
I'm just thinking fucking Dr. Redacted versus Abyss in a Monsters Ball match.
Yeah,
let's go.
Fantastic.
He's like, hell yeah.
Really, man. Hell yeah. I hear that.
Say that.
Yeah, that's very good.
You keep throwing names at me because now I'm thinking of stuff.
Okay. Too Tough Tony. Have you ever fought him?
Oh, we've never actually had a match. We've just had run-ins during the whole GCW, JCW thing.
There you go.
He definitely set my ear on fire once. So I would love to get a match with Tony. Shane Mercer, He's another one.
Shane Mercer is that motherfucker is so underrated. Shane Mercer, like that guy should be signed to a bigger company by now, in my opinion. He's great.
Man, me and Little Sicko still have not had a singles match.
Really?
Yeah.
That would be a good one.
I
Yeah,
agree.
that could be a good death match.
You know what? Since she's making a huge name now in the deathmatch circuit through GCW, what about you and Vipress?
It could happen any day now.
TOS, baby, make that happen.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, those are ideas.
Those are actually really good names.
How do you feel about the intergender wrestling? Like, it's
all good.
Yeah, it's wrestling.
If you go on IWTV, I have a match with Lou Dark Chatan. She's a woman from Mexico, and it's one of the best matches I had all last year.
That's
what promotion?
ICW No Holds Barred.
Okay, I have IWTV, so I will check that out.
And funny enough, it's from Indianapolis. So there you go. Now you have to watch it.
Yeah, my God.
That's Ryan over there. He's
Ryan
the
over there.
Canadian.
That's all you, buddy.
Yeah, that's all you, man. That's all
You
you.
are legally obligated to watch it now.
There you
That's sick. I mean, we've talked about it a lot, and we've kind of, like we said, we do the watch-alongs. I mean, one question we haven't asked yet is, what's it like dealing with Brett Lauderdale? Just what's it like dealing with him and the crew at GCW? Like, how is, what's your experience been like dealing with those guys?
Brett is very good to me. He's always been good to me. He always has everything. He's prepared with everything. He's very funny. We definitely have a little joke from time to time about the Big Arch and how much we both love the Big Arch.
There you go.
I don't know if that's a joke. I just kind of.
Oh yeah, you did a whole spot recently with the Big Arch Burger, right?
Yeah, there's a story there between me and Nate Webb, but we'll get to that another day.
I see.
Brett's great. The whole crew's great. Chad, the ring guy, who all the weapons and stuff. He's always just the most over-the-top professional. He's got it. He's ready. Matt Baruso, he's great. John Pye, the whole crew there, they're all good. They're all good. They all have it down packed. The referees, some of the best referees in the whole business. Some of the best. They're all so easy to deal with, and they're so good.
Oh, that's good to hear. Just before I don't know how long we have that, so I would be remiss not to ask you. So I have to ask for the boys.
Well, here we go.
There it is.
You got a big match coming up. You got, it's that day. Pre-match meal or pre-show meal? What do we got?
Okay, so it's more so you're gonna think I'm like boring for this one. It's more so what not to eat. I'm definitely somebody who like if I eat the wrong thing, I get like because going into these things I always have like nerves. I will just have to be like shitting nonstop going into it. So I definitely will just try to eat anything that'll be gentle on my stomach. After the matches when we're like, okay, gorge, let's go fucking crazy.
Okay, so post-show match meal then.
Oh, ideal post-show match is either Waffle House or Cookout. That's the dream team. Either
What's your Waffle House order?
What's your Waffle House order? There you go. There you go.
Now we're stealing other people's gimmicks.
Yeah, we ain't out here doing that. Sorry, Malcolm.
So funny enough, I didn't know about this thing until like John on the GCW podcast. He told me about this, and I was like, I've never heard about this thing. But the Waffle House order, blueberry waffle, more well done because I like a nice crispy waffle. Then we're gonna get the chicken hash brown bowl with cheese, bacon, the sautéed onions, and Waffle House sauce. If you don't know what Waffle House sauce is, look into it. I can't explain it, but you'll thank me later.
There you go.
That's
yep.
fair.
And then we are topping that off with a nice cold Coke Zero.
Okay.
I'm the Coke Zero guy. Let's go.
Honestly, the bacon doesn't even have to be in it. You could just give me a side order bacon. I'm gonna pull out a possibly controversial take. The bacon at Waffle House is the best bacon ever.
Fucking crack. I love the bacon at Waffle House.
It's so
I went there once and it was like the best bacon ever. Like, oh my God. I'm fucking hungry now. Damn it.
We need Dr. Redacted to do some fucking food spots in the match now.
True. He's already done the Big Arch.
Yeah, we've already done the Big Arch.
I just want to piggyback because you shouted out John from the GCW podcast. I want to shout him out as well. He's been incredibly nice to me the times that I've been to GCW shows. Really made me feel like part of the family. If he hadn't been on hiatus, he had told me he was really going to help try to put this interview over and plug it for me
Hell
to
yeah.
try and get some of the regular GCW viewers to come and tune in. So I want to
Hopefully.
shout him out as well.
John and B Brant, they are the best. They are the coolest dudes. I back them hard.
100% love those guys. Like I said, they've really made me feel welcome as part of the family as a fan. You know, always getting to the shows in LA at the Ukrainian Cultural Center early. I usually get up there like 1 in the afternoon because where I live, just driving into LA is roughly an hour and a half to 2 hours.
Nice.
And then you got to worry about, is there a game? Is there an accident? Is there normal LA traffic?
Anything.
Yeah. So I usually get down there hellified early and I just hang out. So
I have friends that live in like Ontario, and I have friends that live not Canada, California, and I have friends that like live in like the surrounding areas, and like I won't see them for a while, but like to get them to like come to a show or anything like that, because if they're like, oh, we have to drive near LAX, it's like, I'm sorry, please just fucking do this. Also, LAX might be my least favorite airport of all time.
I know a lot of people say that. I usually say Dallas Fort Worth, but that's because I'm an LA guy. I can navigate LAX pretty easily, but Dallas Fort Worth, the couple of times I've flown in there and had to connect, I felt so intimidated.
The one good thing about Dallas Fort Worth, and this has always been strange to me, but kind of sick, is there's a 7-Eleven in the airport.
7-Eleven sounds great. I got shit for this. Do you like any of their food? Because apparently I'm blasphemous for liking any of their food.
That's fucking blasphemous.
For Dallas Fort Worth or where?
Or just 7-Eleven.
7-Eleven food.
I definitely don't eat any of the food. I will say in Japan though, it's like you could get a nice dinner at 7-Eleven. It's like mind-blowing. You can get a nice Indian meal dinner or a nice like Japanese dinner. And it's like $4.
That's crazy.
Oh yeah. When you go to Japan, dude, when you go to Japan, you don't even need to eat at the restaurants. Just hop into the 7-Elevens and you can get
Family
like
Marts, the Lawsons, and you can just get like a full dinner for like under $10. And it's like
That's crazy.
And you're like, this is better than like most restaurants.
Dude, that's crazy.
Well, it definitely has that.
Man, where's that here in America? We got the weird ass fucking.
Sorry,
things. I don't even know if the pepperoni's pepperoni.
7-Eleven over there owned by a different company.
Yeah,
that makes perfect sense.
Exactly.
Okay, fair.
JJ, how long? How do we got time for a couple more questions or?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he told us he would give us as long as we wanted. Like unless he's got a little thing he's got to rush out for.
Yeah, just.
Look at the time. We're still good.
All right.
So I did want to ask you. You've mentioned the missus a few times.
Sure.
How does she feel about the deathmatch wrestling? You know, is there ever a point where she's like, you know, babe, I wish you wouldn't go as hard at it. I wish you'd kind of ease back a little bit. You know, or is she just like ride or die with you? Like, if you're gonna bleed buckets, make sure my blood type can help you out.
She's all about it. She just gets bummed out like, oh, you went and sprained your ankle. Now I got to push you around at Disney for like a week. That's when she gets bummed out. But other than that, it's like if we could get super glue and put me back together, we'll fucking do it. She is the most ride or die of ride or dies. She'll be like, oh, you didn't bleed that much this match. You're right.
That's awesome.
Yeah. She is very supportive. She's very good about it. There's definitely been times where it's like, man, this injury sucks, or oh, this wound is like miserable. Like, but she, you know, like Humpty Dumpty, she'll put me back together again.
That's why wives are for, buddy. Like, my wife's the same way.
I definitely should have stopped super glue.
Exactly. One question I have, and I think it's really fun to know. What's it like being in a locker room with MDK all day, Mr. Nick fucking Gage?
He's great. He's very supportive. He'll give me critiques. He'll give me insights. there's definitely been times where I've been in my own head, and he's like, "Yeah, but you hear that crowd? They fucking love you." That's my ending. And like his dog's always there. That's the best part. The dog's always there. This like cute little tiny dog. But he's very nice, very supportive. I really have nothing bad to say about the guy. To be
No,
honest.
honestly, I mean, like I said, coming from a background of not knowing independence, you know, this whole casual fans, you know, they really associate, or I mean, I can speak for myself. I associate before GCW with Nick fucking Gage. So I mean, to share a locker room with a guy like that who's gone through so much in his life, you know, you always see him come out, and it seems like he's always got this like good attitude when he's out there. Like when he's out there, you know the place is about to get rocking.
Exactly. And like it's only been such a sorry, I'm like juggling the phone. It's only been like such a compliment when people are like, "Man, your entrance is very similar to his," and I'm like, "Thank you." That's that's a huge compliment.
That's a big one.
Yeah. Speaking of which, he's gonna go to that Bloodstone show with me too in June.
Yes.
Yes. I think I know. I reached out. For me at least, it all started. You know, I saw a little bit of their clips on Twitter, and I just kind of messaged the Bloodstone account, and I messaged Nick on Twitter. He's a great dude. You can't say anything nice about the interactions that I've had with him and Bloodstone. Hopefully, we can get them on the show soon. Hopefully.
Working on it. You know, got a lot of people were in the DMs for trying to get on the show.
Yeah.
So
there you go.
Nick though is like one of the best camera people. Like he gets clips, he takes really good photos, but like the clips he gets sometimes, it's like, dude, how do you make this look like a movie? Like,
yeah, shout out to the photographers and the video editors, man. They make that show great. For real. I did want to ask you because it was kind of topical. I just didn't know if you had any knowledge of like what happened, because I know you are I would imagine have a pretty good rapport with another deathmatch veteran as of late, and that is Mads Cruel Kruger. What the hell happened, or do you even know anything that happened when it came to him? And what happened at that show at RPW where he got stabbed? Like, I'm curious in the mind of you, like, what the fuck went down?
I was not there. I heard a bunch of stories. I don't know what's true, what's not true. It definitely seems like, because the guy who was involved, he's a very, very, very frustrating fan who's very loud his political beliefs sometimes, which is very frustrating, no matter what side you lean towards.
Right.
And he's definitely a very problematic fan. I definitely saw the footage where he put his hands on Wrestling Manager, and then things exploded. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know exactly what happened, but if something bad was going to happen to somebody, and this isn't me wishing anything upon anyone, it just makes sense that he would be the guy that something bad would happen to.
Yeah, fans. I think nowadays they feel like because they're so close to the action, they have some sort of entitlement that they can touch the performers, and it's like, no, man, like that's not how we roll. Like, you don't do that.
Yeah, also, giving the rest of us a bad name.
I do want to put everything like, listen, if there's like a fight that's going to happen, whether it's like, why are we filming this? Why are we putting this on the internet? Like, that's the stupidest fucking thing. I saw that made the internet, and I was like, who was like, this is a good idea. Let's do this. Like, who does that benefit? Who's that helping? Like putting this on the internet? No one. It has done nothing but bring. Like, I don't know the show. Like, I assume they had a good show and the guys all killed it and busted their asses. But that's the only thing that people are talking about from that show now. No one's saying anything positive about the show. It's just people bashing the wrestlers for fighting, people bashing that fan, people bashing the situation, people bashing the guy didn't go down. All stupid things. Like, why are we putting this on the internet?
Yeah.
So, shame on whoever put that on the internet, because that was stupid.
Any interactions have to be consensual. Like, you coming out doing your entrance, that's one thing, but like anything further than that, like it's got to be consensual between both parties. Like, we had Jasmine Allure on the show a couple weeks ago, and we had asked her if she likes being babyface or heel, and we'll get to that with you in a second, but I told her, I was like, since we're going to be in Vegas, like, and front row for a couple of the shows she's going to be at, if you need a fan to heal it up and like just lay into and slap the shit out of, I volunteer. So it's out there, it's documented. So like there won't be any legal issues now, you know what I mean? But like just little conversations, like there's no reason why, whether it's promoter, the talents themselves, hey, we're gonna be over here. You guys okay if we get a little shove going on? Just to make sure, because liability is an issue. And it always
like
will be an
filming a
issue.
fight though, like if you film that fight and put it out there, like now all those guys can, like, there's evidence. Like you're putting all these people at risk by putting that video out there. I don't know. To me, that
it's absurd to me because like it's I don't understand what you gain from it.
Yeah.
It was like everybody is now incriminated. Thanks, guy. You douchebag. Like, and they're not gonna notice that. Like, thank God we had like people cover the story properly. Like, because otherwise nobody would know the context of that fan was being problematic. Because like, otherwise it just looks like they're just mollywopping and ganging up on the fan. Like, it's bad, man. I don't know what the guy was thinking there, but.
Yeah, it's silly. I don't really understand it, but that's the day and age we live in, unfortunately. Everybody has a camera now.
Media. Yep, camera, phone, whatever.
I mean, at its core, that's what the shenanigans here is usually it's on Saturdays, and we usually talk about the big stories of the week, and we give our thoughts on, the big doings in wrestling. The interviews kind of started because with WrestleMania Vegas and everything, we've been tapping a bunch of people, but like, covering the stories, that's one of the things that we usually do on Saturday nights. So it's good to get a insider professional's opinion, even if you weren't at the event. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Ryan, you got a question to ask?
I do. You mentioned earlier that you're a theme park guy.
Yeah.
You really like going to theme parks. So, what are your favorite theme parks?
Ooh, this is a loaded ass question. Wow. So out of the ones I've been to, at least, like I really want to go to Cedar Point at some point. I've never been to Cedar Point. There's all those like what's the other one in? I think it's Ohio. Is King's Dominion? Is that a thing?
Kings Island.
Yeah. Everyone says that. That's another one I got. But out of the ones I've been to, both Tokyo Disney parks have been incredible. Tokyo Disney parks are like Disney World in the 90s. It's like the Eisner era, but like with even more money invested into it. The only downside about the Tokyo parks is I'm a person who likes a bigger shirt. I like wearing oversized shirts. I normally wear an XL shirt, but the sizes are different there. So like you have to go an extra size up. So in Japan, I'd have to wear a 2XL. And for whatever reason, they just stop at XL. So if I want a tight shirt, I can buy stuff there. But if I don't, it's frustrating. That was a little, we went on a tangent there. Sorry. Some parks that have let me down was Knott's Berry Farm. I did not like Knott's Berry Farm at all.
How come, if you don't mind me asking?
Going into Knott's Berry Farm, I was really excited because their whole gimmick is the boysenberry, and the food is supposed to be so good. And all the stuff we tried was just very like, this is okay. It's all right. Nothing really jumped out at me. And then on top of it, this could have also just been the day we went. It was definitely like the day where like all the schools or summer camps went, and there was just no supervision. So everything was a jungle gym. It was awful. The upside from that day though is I got a picture with Pigpen from the Peanuts. So that's sick. Pretty obscure character. So I'll take that.
I will say that the kids being on break will definitely screw up a theme park visit. I love Knott's because I love going into the ghost town area.
Yeah.
Because of the Birdcage Theater and everything. And I'm big on like Tombstone lore. Like that's my number one movie of all time is Tombstone.
Hell yeah.
So being able to see like the Birdcage Theater and the cemetery replica of the cemetery there and everything. Huge.
Everyone tells me that like Halloween time is the best time to go to Knott's. So,
and I've always avoided it at Halloween time because
probably
not because of spooky or anything. I love horror movies, but to his point, it's always so crowded.
Yeah, it's gotta be. I would imagine like any holiday, it's like swamped and stuff. I wanted to ask, have you ever, maybe you did or not, but have you ever decided to go to Six Flags, specifically in Springfield? Have you ever been to that?
No. Oh, the one in Massachusetts. Yes.
Yes.
I've been there. So funny enough, the last time I went, it was like right when they reopened during the pandemic. I had went and they were like, it was like $25 cheaper to buy a season pass than a single day ticket.
Ain't no way. What?
I was like, no, like I don't need. And they're like, it's cheaper. Like just take it. And I was like, are you serious? And they're like, yeah, we're not kidding. And I was like, I think I went one more time after that. I do genuinely like that park. I think it's really cool that they have obscure like Looney Tunes. Like you could beat like Patuga Kids or that one Looney Tune, the big red monster whose name I can't remember. You could beat him though. And I always thought that was really weird. And the fact that they have Scooby-Doo characters for whatever reason.
Yeah.
I also, because I grew up as a Six Flags Great Adventure New Jersey person. So
Fair.
The water park was never included. So the fact that the water park is very much included is cool. The only ride I can take away from Six Flags New England that I was like, this is one of the coolest rides I've ever been on. It used to be Superman. Then it was the Joker, the big giant roller coaster that goes up with where the water is all on the like the left-hand side of you.
Yeah, it's really good.
I think it's something else again now. I think they've changed it. I don't know. But that ride was always like this is like a top tier, like top 10 roller coaster for me. Strange enough, Six Flags Atlanta, insane.
Is it?
Sick. Yeah, we got gifted tickets to go there. They have this one ride called Monster Mansion where there's 111 different animatronics in it. And
that sounds like a fun time.
It blew my mind. I did find out in the 90s, it was like 93 is like the last year. It was called Monster Plantation. But then they changed
a
it.
plantation in Atlanta? You don't say.
I was like, oh. But then they changed it, and now it is very socially acceptable, and not just like, oh. My only gripe was on the ride. We did it, and we did it with our friend Hardcore Hillbilly, who is a burlier human being, and the boat like kind of sunk a little bit. Like I was like, if we go down a little bit more, we're gonna take on water. This is kind of scary.
Yeah, fucking capsizing. Shit, this is how I go. Is probably what's going through your head. Like, oh, not like this.
But I do highly recommend if you're in the area. It's like one of the cooler Six Flags, and it's smaller, like New England, which I like.
Yeah, New England is really fun. I have to. I wanted to just tell one thing. I wish you could have experienced was Bizarro. When it was Bizarro.
Oh, I did it when it was Bizarro. It was good.
Yeah, dude, it's so good. Like my story with Bizarro was I went at night. I went on the coaster at night. They're blaring that music. You remember when it had the speakers in there?
Yeah, when it was
so
like that
good.
like 90s like video game hard rock music almost.
Yeah, it was so good. They would bring you up there, all of a sudden, all this 90s and 2000s, like alternative things blasting in your ears as you're climbing up. They start playing like AC/DC, then they switch it up to Kid Rock's fucking American Badass. All of a sudden,
that hard, but I remember
it was so good.
I hear like a Sega Genesis game.
Yeah, I see the whole side of the park on this side, and then I see the lake, and it's a full moon like shining down, and it's on the other side. We're wicked high up, and all of a sudden I hear Kid Rock, and he's like, "Are you scared?" And whoosh, I'm like, "Yeah, let's go!" Fuck yeah, that's fucking sick. I love that.
You can
that's
tell
like my
that
favorite memory at a park, man.
You're one of the only people I know that say "wicked." That's how I know you're from New England.
Yeah, wicked, baby. Yeah, there's my Boston calling out. That's my wicked schmat, all that shit.
Also,
Disneyland or
Dollywood
Disney
in
World?
Tennessee, very good park.
Ooh. What was it in Tennessee?
Dollywood. It's in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee.
Dollywood.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. Food is fantastic. and they have like really good roller coasters, which you wouldn't expect. The only downside is there's like Jelly Roll merch like in the park, which I don't need to see that.
You don't like you're not a fan of Jelly Roll?
I don't fuck with Jelly Roll. I get he's like a wrestler now, kind of, but like I don't fuck with Jelly Roll.
You don't fuck with Jelly Roll. Yeah, fair.
And they also have this like big eagle sanctuary, so there's just like a shit ton of eagles, and it's kind of terrifying because an eagle's like a really big bird.
Yeah, that would fucking freak me out too. Shit.
That would, yeah.
Disneyland or Disney World?
Oh, World all the way. Land has the history, and I get it. And listen, I know you're from California. I know you'll you'll die on that grave. I get it. The castle sucks. It's a little wimpy castle. I'm just saying. Orlando will always be so much bigger and better. You guys will always have like the better fantasy land. You guys have the better pirates. There are like you can go tit for tat with both. Don't get me wrong, but you guys have two parks. It's a locals only park where the locals can be very frustrating to deal with. Very frustrating. And also like your shit with an annual pass discount costs how much it does in Florida at normal price. So boom, we got you beat there. Like that.
I won't argue on that. You know, I've actually never been to Disney World. It is a bucket list of mine.
It's so sick.
That's part of why I prefer Knott's, is because you can buy an annual pass with all you can drink and all you can eat on it, and it's still less than a freaking day at Disneyland.
I've never been to Universal Hollywood. I hear it kind of sucks though. No one says anything good about it.
Yeah, I have nothing to compare it to because I've never been to Florida to have been to the Florida park. I enjoy it for what it is, but it's been a long time since I've been. Like, I think the last time I went was 2010, 2011. My daughter was like 2.
Oh, okay. I really want to
so it's been a long
like that
time.
They still have a tram tour. That's sick.
Yes.
I want to go. I want to go to the Universal Florida mainly just to fucking have Megatron diss me.
No, that's the California one. That's the California one.
Is that the California one?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yep. Well, then I guess I want to go to the California one. Shit.
So funny you mentioned that. I've come across like one of those videos on the internet. I sent it to my friend because we send each other like funny shit. And it must have opened up some floodgate because every time I went on Instagram, I've got the guy's page, like all the Megatron, like saying nasty things to people. And I was like,
it's so good. It's so funny, bro.
It's so ridiculous.
He's really great at what he does. Yeah.
But yeah, Florida, they can't get away with it as much. California, they get away with everything.
Yeah, fair.
I mean, more of a simpler question, kind of just to bring it back into wrestling. You know, when you kind of see, you know, the bigger companies do the death match, I mean, how many Texas death matches have we seen in the past 8 months, right?
Always Texas. Like, why even put that label on it?
So, or Chicago's Street Fight.
Yeah. So therein lies my question. You know, when you see the bigger companies doing this stuff, being a death match wrestler, do you get any does any feeling come and be like, you know, like, fuck you guys, you know what I mean? Like, or is it kind of like a, hey, you know, do your thing, but y'all will never last kind of thing? Like, how do you kind of look at it when you see the bigger companies doing the death matches and even the hardcore matches?
Or flip side, is it a sense of pride that the bigger companies are
doing it? Yeah, I was just about to think that. Yeah.
So there's two sides to the sword here, or to the weapon, I guess we'll call it. One side is like for example, they did Nick Gage and Jericho. That was like a full-on death match on television. Like that was
man.
We're not even going to touch on the pizza cutter thing. We know about the Domino's thing. Hilarious. But like,
hey, Papa John swooped right in though. Papa John swooped right in. Is like, we'll take that ad revenue.
I will, as somebody that used to be in the culinary world, and I'm Italian, so I love my pizza. When I saw that pizza cutter spot, I'm like, hell yeah, we're getting Domino's.
But like, that was like, they did it really good. There was like panes of glass. It was crazy. Like that would have held its own anywhere in the world of deathmatch. You know what I mean? There are definitely some times where like it doesn't feel forced, but like you're like, oh, like I remember, I think it was the girls. They did a light tube spot, but you could tell they took like all the stuff in the light tube out, which, you know, for the best. But it's like, oh, we're like desensitizing it a little bit, or I feel like this is mostly an AEW question because I feel like WWE doesn't really dabble that far into it.
No.
Like it really bummed me out for a while. I know AEW was using like clipped barbed wire for a while, and I was like, ugh. Or they used like the sugar glass, which is like, it's whatever. But it's cool. It's like I appreciate like some people, like I know MJF took like real light tubes to the back, and I was like, I can respect that. But then there's points where it's like, what are you doing this for? Like, do we really need the syringe through the mouth, or are we just trying to piss off Cornette? You know what I mean? Like, what's the rage bait that we're trying to get here? It's a both of column A, column B, but it's more so it's a positive thing. In no way, shape, or form do I think like, oh, they're doing this, I have a chance, I'm gonna get signed now. No, nothing like that. But it's definitely more so like, oh, okay, they acknowledge that like the style that we do week in, week out is like a respectable thing, and they have respect for it. So I respect that. There are just times when you see it, you're like, come on, guys, come on.
Don't oversaturate the market is kind of where you're at with it, yeah.
I don't even know if I'd say oversaturate the market, because it definitely, I guess it helps a little bit, because like, you know, average Joe Schmo, Cobbin, Hardy Boys fan, for example, he'll see that and be like, oh, that's cool. And then he could see us like do it at like a GCW show and then be like, oh, I saw the Hardy Boys or AEW do that. That was cool. As opposed to them like, here's my other take on it. When they see it live, it's like the craziest, coolest thing ever. But when they see it on TV, that's where it gives everyone room to shit on everything. If that makes sense.
No, 100% makes sense.
I have seen somebody like see it live, their mind is fucking blown. Or they are just like disgusted and they're like, I'm going to vomit. It's never super negative other than like, that made me sick. But like when they watch like clips of it or watch it on TV, it's like, it makes it so much easier for people to shit on things. If that makes sense.
I guess I'll be the one to ask the controversial question to kind of follow that up then. Like, sure. You mentioned Cornette and you mentioned these commentators in the wrestling space that like, you know, really don't enjoy this kind of wrestling and they make their displeasure known. Do you think that's more of a work like to get their numbers up, or do you think it's like, okay, no, there's some truth to it?
I think they just don't really like it, but at the same time, I think they know like there's a huge demographic that also doesn't like it. But realistically, somebody like him, he's like, I hate guys who do a lot of flips. I hate guys who use furniture. I hate Japanese women wrestlers because he's oddly specific with that. And he can say stuff like that, and his fans are just like, yes, but you know, he could pretty much say anything and they'll just be like, yeah. Don't get me wrong, the guy's got like a great mind for the business and other aspects. Like sometimes he says like, you're like, he says shit and you're like, oh, okay, I see what he's talking about here. Or like, oh, that would have been a cool story or something like that. But for the most part, you can tell he's just like rage baiting people or like clickbait stuff. Or like,
to your point, like I would listen to like, because I'm one of these people that likes to get all viewpoints. To your point, it's like when you listen to a Cornette thing at any point in like wherever you're at, it's like you have to sift through so much shit to get to like a good point.
Yeah, and that's fine. It's one of those scenarios where you can either spit it like, you know, you want to know your enemy, you want to know what they're saying about you and how to combat it.
Yeah, valid.
There's definitely been times, and I won't name names or anything like that, where I've done shows like where I'll be like the crazy batch on the show, and I'll go back into the locker room, and people are just like disgusted about how much blood is coming off of me, or they are like disgusted at like what they just witnessed. Yeah. But you know, can't win them all. You know, whatever.
This is what it is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I mentioned earlier that we were going to hit you with this question: babyface or heel? What do you prefer? Or do you kind of like being a tweener like you are now, where you're not really?
Yeah. Because Dr. Redacted, it's like I don't like people say I'm a babyface because the fans really like me, but in reality, it's just like I'm kind of just like a caged animal. If you look at it, like I kind of do what I want, and I'll kind of just go out there and like, if you want to bark at me, I'll bark back at you. If you want to cheer for me, I'll be like, yeah, let's fucking go, and I'll push you on your ass because that's like the fun part of the gimmick.
Caged animal, Muppets. Sorry.
Yeah, but
But
it's never really like I'm a bad guy. But like at the same time, like, I'm this guy called the murder surgeon. Like, I'm not going to sit here and show mercy on somebody or like I'm still going to like fucking slit your throat, but I'm going to do it honorably.
Fuck him up, doctor. Fuck him up.
Like I'm not going to kick you in the balls, but I'll smash you over the head with light tubes.
Yeah. And then you'll hug after and then share a big arch.
Yeah. Well, listen, if you give me a good challenge, it's like when like in MMA, when like two guys who are like cordial with each other when they fight and it's a good fight and they both could come out of it being like, hey, that was sick. They always tap gloves, they always shake hands. Not everybody has to be like, I'm gonna fucking kill you. Also, sometimes fighting brings you closer to people.
It's true.
Think about
it's true.
Think about it throughout your life. If you ever fought somebody and then after they were like, hey, you know what? I'm sorry. Or hey, you know what? That was a good fight. Or hey, you're pretty tough.
Yeah, Bear Bronson and Tremont's a big example of that one.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, James, speaking of Tremont, Doc, that's another name that we is a name that you hear a lot. Again, talk about sharing a locker room with Matt fucking Tremont. Like,
I was about to say, I had called him at one point the Tom Brady of Deathmatch Wrestling, and everybody groaned because I compared him to Tom Brady. But he really is a goat of Deathmatch Wrestling. So, fair question.
Unfortunately, I think with Tom Brady now, people associate him more with kissing his dad on the lips. But
we're not gonna.
No,
but what we're trying to get is, he's that guy who won all those Super Bowls. Yeah, that's what we're trying to go for.
There you go.
that one, not the kissing of the lips thing yet.
No. Yeah.
I say yet because Tremont's crazy enough that he'll try to make it work. I don't know.
Well, yeah, I mean, Tremont. Like, listen, Tremont is. When I saw Tremont for the first time, I remember. I think it was that same call, James, that we did with that we first watched, and I was again, just like watching you, seeing Tremont. I'm like, never am I gonna get into a dark alley alone with a guy like Matt Tremont, because
if I do, I want him on my side.
Like you ever see those memes where it's like pick 3 people to fight these superheroes? I think you and Tremont are in my number 1 and 2, and Nick Gage would be my 3rd. Like, again, talk about being in a locker room with with Tremont and guys like one called Manders and just the GCW stars in general.
Yeah, the big names as well, kind of sharing a locker room with those guys.
Yeah,
it's pretty sick. But Tremont in and out of the ring is like, one of the best to talk to, and he's just like, he has such a good mind for it, and he's definitely somebody that you could look to and be like, hey, what do you think about this? And he'll give you his honest opinion on it, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, not to peel the curtain back too far, but like Nick said, when I first saw a Tremont match, I had the same image of him. And then I talked to him at a UCC show, and he's a teddy bear.
Sweetheart of
it. And it's like, so now I'm not as scared of him because he's such a teddy bear. Like you said, he's so knowledgeable. He's so like soft-spoken, which
real
is
quick,
something you wouldn't think of.
I'm just going to put this out there. My phone is at 10%. So I'm
Oh,
just
fair. Okay,
no worries.
So I just have one thing to add to your point about Tremont as well, about having a great mind for the business. To your point on that, a lot of people love Marcus Mathers, and as you should, phenomenal talent. Trained by Matt Tremont.
Sure is. Pretty sick.
Like, I think people should, look out for Tremont as far as a trainee in the future, because I think he got a good one right there.
I agree. Marcus is great.
Since you're at such a low percentage, I want to rewind it back. I want to hit you with a couple more Disney style questions if we can before we let you go.
Look at my bright.
Yeah.
Okay.
Favorite Disney movie?
Ooh, Roger Rabbit.
Okay.
It's a movie that'll never happen again. It's definitely a movie that's not made for children. It's just an insane movie overall.
Is that why you're into redheads?
No, but that was definitely like the first. Like I was like, oh my god, when I first saw
that. Fair. I get it.
Favorite Muppet movie?
Ooh, that's a tough one. A part of me, there's too many good ones. I definitely like. It's seasonal. That's a seasonal one. It could go at any time. That one's too hard.
Yeah, fair.
Okay, fair enough.
The only one I didn't really care for was not the first Muppet movie, but the second one with the evil Kermit. I didn't really care. I didn't really.
Oh,
All right, I got
Most Wanted. Okay.
If you don't mind me, JJ.
Sure.
Go for it.
You're a Muppet fan. You clearly like Muppet or in puppet movies at that point. Have you seen Happy Time Murders?
I don't even know what that is.
Oh, it's a comedy. It's a whodunit with puppets. It is an adult movie. Not an adult movie, but it's an R-rated movie.
Message reminding me about this, and I will look it all up.
Will do.
I'll get it to you.
Will
Please.
do.
There you go.
Well, want to thank you, Dr. Redacted, for
Thank you.
giving us almost 2 hours of your time.
What a gem. A gem.
Longest
I would talk
interview we've
longer.
done
I just
so
don't
far.
want it to cut out and be like, yeah, I didn't say goodbye to you guys. Fuck you.
No worries. So go ahead and tell everybody where they can find you on social, and we'll let you get out of here so you can plug your phone in.
Okay, so real quick, we have a pro wrestling tees store. It's not my favorite, but you guys got to deal with it. I'm also on the Paul Bearer Press website. I have an exclusive shirt there. It's all horror movies on that website predominantly, but we have a really cool exclusive shirt that Lars from Rancid helped make. So if you like any of that stuff, go check out Paul Bearer Press. But we have a bunch of designs on Pro Wrestling Tees. On Instagram and Twitter or X, whatever it's called, it's DRX Redacted because we can't put periods. Facebook, if you know who I am, you'll find me. If not, you don't need to worry about it because the other twos are just as informative. Also, we're on Cameo. So if you want a cameo, I'll congratulate you. I'll shun you. I'll help you get a divorce. I'll help you say I do. And if, depending on if there's a show coming up, we can do it bloody. So just let me know.
Sounds perfect. Again, thank you so much, Dr. Redacted.
Thank
I
you,
look
guys. This was
forward
so
to
fun.
seeing you in
Glad you
Vegas
had a
in
great
couple
time.
of weeks.
Woo!
Yep.
Yeah. Well, make sure if you come to any of those shows, just come up to me and just reintroduce yourself because my head's going to be in a million places at once. And we'll get a picture together.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Looking forward to it. You have yourself a great night. Go spend some time with the missus. Get your phone plugged in, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thanks,
I'll see you guys
Doc.
later. Bye.
Yeah, thank you, brother. Awesome interview. We love
Thank you.
Thank you.
What a
gem. What a
What a
fucking
guy,
gem.
man. Good
Yeah.
timing too, because
Such a nice person.
Literally, he. By the way, he literally just died as we're talking. You were saying, Fish.
Such a nice person.
Yeah.
No,
So,
it's
yeah.
honestly like him coming on the show and talking to us again. These people are giving us their time for nearly almost 2 hours. It's just a testament to what a job you three boys have done and what the team here in general has been doing. I've said it before and I'll say it again. 2026 is our year. Hop on the train now or else you get left behind.
Choo choo.
Yeah, 100%. So I kind of teased last night that there is another guest announcement that we're going to make, that we're going to make it after Dr. Redacted. I am going to very quickly run our WrestleMania week trailer, show you guys all of the stuff we are going to be covering here on the Simply Reliable Studios. When we come back, I will make that big announcement. Don't go anywhere.
And now for a taste of things to come.
All of that stuff will be covered here across the Simply Reliable studios, some of it on the Wrestle Collective channel as well, WrestleMania week. So without further ado, and before I even announce who it is, I am going to say, Ryan, if you are available once we iron out the date and time with said individual, you are once again invited to join us for this one, as I know it is a talent you are a huge fan of, as we will be welcoming, looking at the 24th or 25th of April, just got to confirm schedules when it gets a little bit closer. But here on the Shenanigans, we will be welcoming one half of the former House of Glory Tag Team Champions. Midas Black.
No way!
Midas Black, baby.
Dude, that's sick.
Let's go. You know I'm there for that. Let's fucking go.
Speaking of him and even Lion, you know, I know that I've taken over the Hog stuff from you boys. That's, you know, I think that was main event was in all of our lists of indie wrestlers that, you know, we wanted to sign, like Midas Black and Lion are just killing it right now.
Yep.
That's exactly how this came to be, Nick, because Midas was, a lot of people that were on my list liked my post and the fact that they were tagged. Midas was the only one that retweeted my post.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
So when I saw that, and I hit up all the people that liked it, that we haven't already hit up or had on the show. And he got back to me. And it very much was, you know, to peel back behind the curtain of business a little bit, it very much was a tag you're it the first couple of days. Because it was like, I messaged him, and then it was a, oh, my bad, I just saw this. Let me get back to you when I'm at work. And I kind of laid everything out for him. Then it was a, oh, I'm just seeing the reply. My bad. I'm just pulling up to the dungeon to train. Let me get back to you when we're done.
Wow.
And then it was a consistent back and forth until we kind of ironed out the days, prospective days and everything. So
sounds great, man.
That's awesome, dude.
So yeah, Midas Black, one half of the main event, the former House of Glory Tag Team Champions, will be on the Shenanigans.
Dude, just the amount of shit that we've got coming and people we've got coming on now and even after WrestleMania weekend, this is just a wild ride.
Fish, I know I'm going to be on. Will you join us? Because I know you and I have been pretty big shooters for the main event.
It really just depends, considering we don't have an exact date yet.
Yeah,
that's fair.
You know, so it's just like, you know, when we know, and I'll let you know at that point. Not saying no, but we don't know yet.
No, fair, because if it ends up being that Saturday, the 25th, I know the Revolver show is the 25th, and I know you were talking about possibly going to that. So if, obviously you wouldn't be able to because you're going to be at the Revolver show, but if it's the 24th, then probably can make things happen. So, you know.
Yeah, fair enough.
But yeah, so wanted to get that out there. Again, thank you so much to Dr. Redacted for 2 hours of his time. Again, the longest interview we had so far.
Yeah, by a mile.
Not counting the Gino Rivera one, that was almost 3 hours.
Well, yeah.
And he was driving home from a freaking show with his students in the car. But at the same time, that wasn't Shenanigans, that was open mic night. So it counts, but it doesn't count. You know what I mean?
Yeah, fair.
Like Dr. Redacted gave us almost 20 minutes more than Leva Bates did. She was our record of interviews. So
there you go.
It's just, again, it's a testament to when you come on this show, and for everybody, hopefully that is in the chat listening that we have reached out to, that, you know, maybe is listening to us and, you know, kind of thinking, you know, kind of on the fence, and I don't go on a camera when I say this,
when you come onto this show, you know, we're all just talking, we're all just interacting. So for the people that are there that are, you know, hesitant, you know, you see the interviews. Come on the show. Come be a part. We'd love to, you know, we're not just about the wrestling. You know, we want to talk to you guys more and get to know you guys as people. Yeah, we're a small time YouTube show, but again, we're growing. We've got Izzy Moreno coming. Ed Laredo has been such a fucking gem. All the ladies of Port Mania. To what we have coming up in the future. Again, if you're sitting on the fence and you're watching interviews and you're sitting on the fence saying, should I come on? Do I want to come on? Come on over.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. To your point with what we got coming up, you know, again, we're just waiting for confirmation, but we're supposed to have Izzy Moreno this Saturday. We've got Brooke Havoc signed up for next Tuesday. We've got Jocelyn Navarro signed up for a week from today, you know, making up that interview that unfortunately things happened and she was unable to join us. We've got Ed Laredo coming back again on April 11th.
Yep.
You know, we just announced Midas Black coming, you know, towards the end of April.
Yes,
so
sir.
Got a lot of stuff coming up here, even past Mania.
Yep.
We're hoping to keep this train a rolling, as Nick keeps as Nick keeps referring to us. You know, if you're not on the train yet, you know, it's like the train is just about at the end of the platform. Like there is no running down the platform to jump on at this point, I don't think.
I mean, unless you know, go with the Marty McFly fiasco and you travel through time. But,
you could do that.
That's different type of rail.
Yeah.
And even to kind of touch on it before, sorry, I'm just so excited and so passionate about what we're doing. You know,
and we love it.
We've had Title Match Network. We've had Tully come on. We've had Ed Laredo come on, you know. This is also to the promoters. Like if you're a promoter and you're watching the show, we'd love to hear from you too, right?
Yeah.
I behind the scenes, I have to peel back the curtain too much. You know, I reached out to a couple promoters, and they're a bunch of great people. So, I mean, if you're a promoter of your own show, we'd love to have you on to preview a card that we can do a watch along for. We'd love to kind of get your insight into the mind of how you're booking your shows and stuff like that, right? And then I know Ryan, you know, I think, you know, you do some work with some promotions. You know, it's interesting and it's fascinating to get that perspective. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah. Fair enough, man.
You're out of late.
Yeah, I am tired.
Yeah. I know in about an hour and 15 minutes, Noah's going to be live simply predicting Stand and Deliver. I will be there with him for that because it's barely after 7 o'clock here on the West Coast. I know it's getting a little bit later for you East Coasters.
Which you can check that out right here. Where, JJ?
At Ben Foster 1916 on YouTube.
Yes, sir.
Who's going to be predicting that show with you, JJ?
No idea. You're more than welcome to join if you'd like, but
let's do it.
There you go.
But again, we're going to go ahead and bring this home. We're going to land the plane, as they say in the spaces, as it's, you know, again, almost been 2 hours and 20 minutes we've been on the air here. So again, thank you to Nick for joining us. Thank you to Ryan, the WrestleFish. Why don't you go ahead and pop his @ up, James, and Ryan, tell people where they can find you.
Well, you can find me on X. That is the primary social media where, you know, I want you to find me. It is what it is. You can, if you enjoy me and James and, you know, our, you know, banter that we have every Monday, you know, Wrestling with Ism on, you know, the Wrestle Collective YouTube channel and the various networks there. And on James's channel, I do believe we still air it there too. So that's primarily it. Like it's the late guys.
Yeah,
I got a migraine.
Don't forget Light the Fuse as well. Light the Fuse as well on
hit all the things, James. I got a migraine.
Oh, you got a migraine? Oh, Jesus criminy. Yeah.
Yeah. You squawking loud as shit, like a schoolgirl. Ain't helping me.
Fair. That's fair. You guys can check out the Wrestle Collective Weekly as well at the Wrestle Collective YouTube. They had a great episode with our very own Simply Reliable Studios family member, Ash, was on that episode. So make sure you check out Bad E for Wrestling as well. And check out that episode of Wrestle Collective Weekly. Really fun episode. Really good discussion with Slick, Hannibal, Grumpy, Advocate, and Ryan, Graps, and Ash. It was a really good conversation. Definitely go check that out. You guys can find me right here at the J Hebert Side 95 for all things wrestling. And I do really cool and done things on the internet. There you go.
Oh, Dev finally popped into the chat. It's probably been there the whole time, but seeing y'all get chilled.
That's fair. And speaking of shills, there is one more shill, shop.c.com.
Yes. And again,
thank you. This old t-shirt today.
Thank you to everybody for being on the show, for be part of the interview. Thank you again, Dr. Redacted. You can find him at Dr. DRX Redacted on Instagram and X, as he said earlier. And we will catch you guys on Saturday for another episode of the Shenanigans. And those of you guys that tune in for Stand and Deliver predictions, we'll see y'all in a little over an hour. Have a good night.
Good night, everybody.